plan, oh grand and true, to bring back a custom just for you, a dowry's charm to rekindle the fire.
Oh shit, it's on twice. I hate it when that happens.
Romance might expire. He'd gather gold with wit.
What's going on, y'all?
Pledging his heart beyond compare. For in the shimmer of that old
It's great to see the folks in here today.
lies a tale.
All right, we got Happy Bachelor. Been a while, fellas. Hopefully I can make this stream. Man, it has been a while since we've seen you. It's great to have you back in, Happy Bachelor. Thanks for constantly reminding us that you too can be a happy bachelor. Hey guys, how we doing, boys? Welcome back in. Hey guys, I remember you from last week. I know you said you're a long-time lurker and a very recent commenter, so blessings. I'm drinking some sage tea with a little bit of honey. His dream was simple yet profound. Greatest song ever. Shout out to Mr. Pitt, the creator of this song. Shah's Bold Endeavor, also known as Bring Back the Dowry. I really need to post this on the channel. Mr. Pitt, thank you for all that you do. Saturdays are for the boys. Absolutely they are. Absolutely. Don DeMarco, peace, y'all. A male space, good to see you. I know you just posted a video today. Thanks for sharing that. No yerba mate. One of these days. I still have it over here, but you know I haven't drank it. Speaking of yerba mate, man, I wonder how Tim Pool's doing. I saw Tim Pool and Pearl having a back and forth on Twitter. It was pretty funny, actually. Michael saying, what's up, Mailspace, watching your YouTube show. Mailspace shared a video with me today over email. And maybe we'll watch that if we have time. It looked pretty interesting. 10 brutal reasons men won't approach women anymore. So, shout out to you, Michael. Thanks for sharing that with me. Just once in a while, but you're getting some good people on there. Oh yeah, for male space, absolutely he is. Geo for show. Good to see you, man. Hey, bro, what should the dowry requirement be for a man with dual citizenship and $1 million in assets or cash liquid? Damn, that's a good question. Well, that $1 million in cash, as long as it remains outside of community property, is your money. But if, you know, you have such a high earning potential that you're going to make all this money and it's going to be part hers anyways, I'd say a house. Have them put down on the whole marital home. Something decent like that. That or she better make some money. So, a house. I'd say the entire house for having that much. Especially if you're going to be the sole earner. So I would go with that. Oh crap, what the hell? We don't want to listen to that. Shout out to Dan the Man for this song. Should have listened to Shah. W Michael saying, W Silverpill, absolutely. Thanks for the shout out. Beaucoup de vin français et beaucoup d'argent américain. All right, my French is bad, but a lot of French wine and a lot of American money. That sounds pretty good to me. I think that's what that translates to. Good evening, everybody. Shout out Klaus. Oh, we got the show started now. Klaus is here. Thank you, Klaus. Hope you're doing well, man. Silver in the house. They have a new movement called Christian Pill. Have you heard of it? Never heard of Christian Pill, but I heard of Christ Pill. Back when, you know, like the Red Pillars and the Tradcons were going at it. That's what they were calling it back then. So I feel like Christian pill is kind of the same thing, but hey, that's interesting if it's new. I think the correct answer is as much as possible. That's you know what, I like that, Happy Bachelor. That's the right way. The best damn deal on the table you can get. In SoCal or Wyoming. Well, it better be worth a pretty penny. How about that? And it better be in both of your names. Oh, right, Christ Pill, sorry. Yeah, that one's been around. That's been around since like 2023, I'd say at least, right? October 2023, when a lot of them were kind of going at it, you know? Christ Pill, Christian Pill, same thing, I think. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. So, anyways, guys, well, I'll let the song finish. Why the hell not? What's the rush? Quality songs here, man. Ugh, damn, I shouldn't be drinking my tea that fast, but whatever. Hope everybody had a good week out there, man. I had a busy-ass week with work. I get Thursday and Friday off this week for Thanksgiving, so I hope the folks that have some days off next week enjoy that. Do you plan on doing dowry requirement assessments in the future? You mean like some kind of a modern age matchmaker, or just for like myself? I mean, I would be very aware of the contributions, man. So, if you want to call it a dowry, but yeah, it would be something in the spirit of that. If you're gonna get married, which I do think is good. You know, if you guys find a deal that makes sense, I hope and pray for that for all of y'all, if that's what you want. You get that rest last Saturday? I did, man. I did, bro. I slept a lot, which I needed. I feel like I might be getting a little sick now, but who cares? Who cares? It's all good. Okay. You know, man, I didn't really know what to go over today. I know what we're doing next week, because you know, John from It's Complicated channel, our brother, he had a he filmed some content with Matt Cross from 33 Secrets. I like Matt Cross. He has a channel on YouTube called 33 Secrets. He's a pickup artist, but like I don't know. I've always enjoyed his work, and I think he's pretty cool. But him and John filmed some content that's gonna get posted. So that was in Vegas, and that'll be a fun one for us to react to. And they talked about all kinds of stuff with the manosphere and that, you know, that kind of thing. So hopefully that comes out next week. I actually don't know, but maybe we'll get a nice Thanksgiving stream, at least for that Saturday out of it. So that's what we'll be doing next week, most likely. This week, I felt bad. I remember I was always supposed to go back and do that Vice documentary reaction for the Passport Bros, and I never did it. So I was just looking up stuff on Passport Bros, and I just figured we would just look up some videos and then just watch a few videos. This one seemed interesting. I didn't watch a second of it. It might suck. But it's from 7 months ago. It has like almost 500K views, and it's called The Passport Bro Pandemic. We may or may not watch this one, but we'll see. The dark truth about the Passport Bros. A lot of these seem like negative ones. And then Michael Sayan sent me this on email. 10 brutal reasons men don't approach women anymore, which has nothing to do with Passport Bros, but I figured, what the hell? Maybe we'll watch it just for the heck of it. So, yeah. Shah, did you do any homework where dowry is still given today? Where and how much? Man, off the top of my head, not really. Like places in like India and Pakistan, they still do, but it's technically prohibited by law over there. So, you know, that just doesn't help. But there are places that do it, but technically it's illegal. So, you know, the feminists really came after that, I'd say. And how much, it's not like that question, how much, is kind of strange because it goes by class, you know, so I can't really give you an amount there, I would say. But, you know, I know what you mean, like a minimum or something. Dowry requirement assessments, great idea. That would be pretty cool. Two people kind of come together and it's like, all right, everybody, let's get your assets. You know, it's like someone like Caleb Hammer could do something like this. Or hell, I mean, I'd love to do it. Like, you just talk to people who are prospective, you know, for getting married, bride and groom, and you just go over the finances together and have that discussion and say, all right, what's each contributing? What's this going to look like? What's the plan here? That would be like a fun podcast show and have like an hour and a half discussion. The requirement is they both got to bring in their credit report. And then we got to see pay stubs. You know, what are they making? How much debt do they have? What's the plan, you know, going forward? That would be like, I would love watching that show. That would be that's $1 million show idea right there. I agree, Peter. Sounds interesting. Hey, Michael, thanks for the $2, man. Shout out. Just starting the pot of gold early. Thank you, man. That's going to go into the dowry fund right there. $199 for the dowry chest. Thank you, sir. Hey, Luke Nielsen, man. Good to see you. What up, boys? We got all the folks in here, man. Hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving coming up. And if you're not doing anything, I hope you at least have a fantastic day. I'm looking forward to just having a couple of days off, man. So that'll be nice. French back at you. My last name is French. There you go. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. We're just gonna, there's really nothing profound going on tonight. I would say next week is gonna be a fun stream because we're gonna react to John from It's Complicated and Matt Cross from the 33 Secrets. But for now, we're just gonna talk about Passport Bros, and it just seemed interesting to me because I don't know, I was getting kind of the travel bug again, you know, and I've been watching all these like vlog videos for Malaysia. They're all food vlogs, by the way. But I was thinking, man, it'd be cool to go somewhere again. My buddy from Canada hit me up. He's actually the one working on editing the video for my Canada trip. But it's going to be like a 2-hour-long video, so it's just taking forever, which is cool with me. So that is still coming down the pipeline. Peter Wright says, a shout out to Peter Wright. No jokes. I actually think you can make a successful side business giving dowry assessments to men with assets. Mean person with a smile. Exactly. Yeah, I would love doing that, man. That would be really cool. Just even if it's like private consultations. And, you know, you just help facilitate that conversation. And at least both people know what the deal is. And then having, you know, the child support background also helps too. And it would be great. I mean, because, you know, I think it would just help sidestep a lot of things. Like, it wouldn't necessarily have to be a prenup, but people would know, is this a good deal or not? And for me, man, you know, like, honestly, when it comes to this, I think the benefit of the conversation that we've been having is about, you know, there's this discussion between do you get married or not get married? And my whole thing is if the deal makes sense, then you can take it. And there is such a thing, I think, as a marriage deal that would make sense, even though there's a lot of BS that could come with it. But I think for any of the guys, if you ever found a deal that you thought made sense, then that's kind of what we're focused on. What is a deal that makes sense in 2025, you know, instead of, you know, living in the fast lane of just pumping and dumping chicks or something, which comes with its own dangers. Who knows, you know? So that's the fun thing there. That's the fun thing. And I think it's a direct push against hypergamy, you know, this kind of mindset, this kind of goal. Andrew Tate needs some of that advice. Yeah, he does. Man, I have no idea what Andrew Tate's up to. I haven't really seen any news on him or anything like that. But I'd imagine he's still over there in Romania. Matchmakers and dowry assessments both needed. I think so, man. I think that needs to make like a comeback. MGTOW Monk for the win. Shout out to my MGTOW folks out there. Hey guys, with the $20 doing the Lord's workshop. Hey, thank you so much for that, man. That's a big donation right there, and I really do appreciate that. I know it's hard-earned money. So this Thanksgiving, I'll be thankful for that. Thank you, sir. We're trying out here, man. We're trying, you know. I like the idea of an off-ramp. You know what I mean? Of an off-ramp for people. And it's like, given the society that we live in and given the laws that we live in, you know, what would make the deal of marriage make sense? If marriage is a raw deal, how we do it, especially enabling hypergamy, with the conservative tradcon style men as provider. By the way, I saw this video from Pearl. I didn't watch it, but she says Daily Wire has declared war on Red Pill. 113,000 views 10 days ago. I don't know why I didn't catch this earlier, but I almost thought about reacting to this, but then I figured it probably needed its own episode. I mean, we could do it today, but this would be a nice like full episode, you know. So maybe I'll save that for a couple weeks from now. Peter with the 10. Oh man, too generous. You did not have to. I appreciate that. The $10. Thank you so much. I don't know if we'll have to put that in the dowry fund or the passport bro fund, one of the two. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that a lot. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I did submit that paper on the dowry about how the dowry is a check on hypergamy for new male studies, and still waiting for the finalization on that. But when it comes out, man, I can't wait to share that with everybody. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Why does Michael Knowles look flamboyant in that thumbnail? He does look a little strange. I don't know what it is. I think it's whatever this necklace is. It's almost like Beach Boy look, I guess. Like it looks like a shell necklace. I don't know what that is. Almost makes me want to watch the video just to see what the hell's going on. Here's, damn, man, maybe I should have just made this the main pull of the stream and we should have just reacted to this. Damn it. God, I would have loved for that to be the thumbnail. These comments are good, though. The Air Force has a saying, when you start taking flack, you know you're over the target. Thank you, Pearl. If the conservatives want us getting married, they need to change the laws so that no-fault divorce isn't just a retirement plan for girls in their early 30s. Man, you know what sucks? It's like, I want to be really positive about marriage as much as I can. But, man, I had a buddy hit me up. I think I told you guys about this last week, but I've just been getting more and more on this. And, like, he's going through such a crap custody battle, you know, for his daughter with his like ex-wife, and it's just like, oh man, does not sell it to anybody. It's definitely not selling marriage to anybody, that guy's situation. Tradcons are sellouts, Don. So they dress up like women all the time, but don't know about the thumbnail. We need a gold pill equivalent for child custody. Losing money in divorce is one thing, but losing access to your kids is another. Yeah, that's the part that sucks, man. And you know that I look at that as separate from marriage, because that's more a manifestation of having a kid with somebody in cohabitation. You know, if you're cohabiting with someone, whether you're married or not, the custody laws are outside of the marriage, you know, deal. Now your wife could make it a hell of a lot worse, you know, for you in the same way, but I like, you know, that news about Kentucky with 50-50 right off the bat, unless there's a reason not to, man. But, you know, the one person I think on YouTube who's made good videos about custody is Father X. I think really the key, man, is cohabitation and having established a relationship with the child. But it sucks because you're going to have to, like, go into court and do this whole battle, you know, which is garbage to begin with. Yep, and they aren't changing laws. Yeah. It ain't looking better. Hey, guys, you're not kidding. He's not kidding, man. I've seen some ugly custody stuff. Crypto dry fast. Hey, what's up, Crypto? Yo, are you actually doing like a dry fast? I've recently heard about dry fasting, which is, it's like fasting, except you don't drink any water. Man, and there are some guys who will do dry fasting for like 3, 4, 5 days, and they claim it has all these benefits, but it does sound kind of dangerous. I've been reading about it. And then they got this thing called the refeed. So they'll do like a dry fast. They'll try to go for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Some guys will go like 5, 6, 7 days, which is like insane. And then like once they finally make it to whatever their goal is, then what they'll do is they'll do what's called a refeed. And that's where like you got to be really careful about you know, you can't just like drink like a big old bottle of water. You got to have like just a couple of little sips over like hours, and then get your like guts back in tune with it. It sounds dangerous, but I don't know. Maybe there's some benefits. Michael Sayin says supposedly the cohabitation contracts are having custody rights included in them, but don't know if it would hold up in court. That's the big mystery about that, man. I think a lot of people are doing these creative things as far as legal paperwork goes. I think it all depends on what it is. Like if it's just like a notarized agreement, at least in California, that doesn't mean much. Like the laws are still going to supersede that. You know, ultimately what's going to happen is you guys are both going to go in court and they're going to go based off of what you're both telling them and what they can ascertain as facts. So you might agree to something, but when it comes to kids, man, prior agreements tend to not mean much. So they usually do what's in the best interest of the child, and the best interest of the child tends to like push away all these prior agreements because, you know, now the kids involved are looking at what's best for the kid, according to the court. The biggest draw to marriage outside of getting some pizda is kids and family. I 100% agree, man. I think that is it. That's the whole thing right there. And aside from that, it's also supposed to put both of you guys in a better economic position if you're both coming in with something, right? Like if you're not marrying a pauper. The problem is that both of those are taken from men in divorce and default. It is rare for men to get through that. Yeah, man, that's the part that really sucks, bro. And you know, over like the last week, I've really been thinking about it. And just like I knew it sucked and I knew it was a big ass shame, but I really feel bad about it lately. Cause it's like, what's the alternative for guys is like MGTOW, or you're out there dating a bunch of different people. And I think MGTOW is, you know, obviously the safest way, but it's just like, if you're going to be out there and you're going to be like a matador with your little red pill sheet and you're just dancing with the bulls constantly, you know, you got all your pickup and your game and you know how to just seduce all these women. The longer you're out there dancing with the bulls, you know, just give it time. One of these days you'll get gored. You know what I mean? It's like just constantly being in the fast lane on a motorcycle. You could do everything right, it'll be fine, but you know, it just takes one. It just takes one slip up. It just takes one person changing lanes, not seeing that you're there. And then bam, you know. And marriage was supposed to be like the most stable deal. It was supposed to be the one like, hey, we're all in the SUV, we're in the slow lane or the lane next to it, and we're just going, and we're going to where we gotta go, and there's no BS. But then it's like they really found a way to like mess that up. You know what I mean? Which is just the shame of it all. Like it just really, when I think about it, it just kind of grinds my gears a little bit. And I think that's a damn shame, man. That's a damn shame. It's just such a shame. And it just bothers me. The only thing that can improve custody laws are legal advocacy. Florida recently made 50-50 the default. Was that Florida, or did Florida do that too? That's good. I know Kentucky was the one I heard about. With enough financial backing and lobbying, the laws can eventually change nationwide. I love that positivity, Mr. Pitt. I do like that. I do like that, man. Don says the National Women's Association is in agreement with the American Bar Association with all the laws. As long as they stay together, you're right. The divorce laws won't change. Klaus says, over here, every contract about child custody will be nullified in court. To be honest, man, it's the same over here too, man. Like I know people might be signing that stuff, but when it comes to a court issuing, because they're not signing, unless you're both doing a custody order prior to a divorce, I don't actually even know if you can do that. Like if you can go file one. The end of the day, you guys are both cohabitating, and then something happens and you guys separate, and now there's a new situation, right? And it's like, how did the separation occur? Are you guys 2 miles away from each other and the kid can go to the same school? Is one person 2 hours away? What the hell's going on? So the court has to look at the new situation and find a new custody plan. So whatever the prior stuff is, like, unless there's a actual custody order, I don't think it's going to hold up very well. But, you know, you never know. Didn't know that. They're scarier than the NWA rap group then. Marriage is for making children legitimate. This has to do with inheritance. Shah knows all about it. Best way to have kids would be in a marriage. I mean, nowadays, you can argue against that, but that's what it used to be. Exactly. On a long enough timeline, survival slams to 0%. Exactly. I don't care how good of a matador you are. if you're out there for long enough, there's gonna be the day. There's gonna be the day where something happens. You know, there's gonna be the day where you have that scare on the motorcycle. You know, just give it enough time. And for the people out here who advocate for going out here and, you know, next, sleep with 50 women or whatever. I mean, if you sleep with 50 women and you don't come out with no kind of like, I don't know, man. I see stuff happen to people, you know, and it just takes one, you know, there's an accusation here or whatever, a pregnancy there, stuff's going to happen. You can't mess with that many humans and then not have a story of something come up. Michael Sane is absolutely correct. Yeah, Don, I work with changing family court laws, and the bar and NWA are always there fighting against us. Gosh, man, how do they have people for that all the time? Just ready. Mr. Pitt said it only takes one woman to make you pay for all the women you got for free. CGA, exactly. Yes, shout out to CGA. He's right about that. As Dan from Men Need to Be Heard echoes, not all women, but any woman can, and you never know which one it will be. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it just takes one. You're gonna feel comfortable. It's gonna happen. I hate to say that. Usually contracts regarding cohabitation and prenups only are accepted in family court if both parties have lawyers writing it up. I know this for a fact. If it's okay, so that's interesting. So if it's lawyers writing it up, I wonder, I'm sure it has to be filed with the court maybe, but that's interesting. Contract laws say that there must be an equal exchange of value for a contract to be legal. The thing that muddies all this, I'd say, is the children. Damn, it's tempting to watch this. We'll save this one. Anyways, yeah, so that's where the passport bro stuff sounds interesting, you know. Ultimately, I think we're kind of on the side that, like, the passport bros thing is... I don't know. You know, I can't say. I've traveled to some places and it seems nice, you know, but, you know, could you bring them back here? Probably not the best idea. You know, me personally, I don't really see myself going somewhere far away to go live in a different place. I am used to living here, but I don't know. Maybe I can someday. Sometimes I think about that. Hey, Raymond. Shout out to Raymond. And a happy belated birthday to Raymond. It was Raymond's birthday very recently, which is freaking amazing. I wish I had a sound effect for like a birthday. Damn it. I don't. But shout out to you. We'll give you this one. Shout out to you, Raymond. Happy birthday. So just wanted to say that, man. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well, man. I do sneak watch you, even though I don't talk sometimes. I do sneak watch. I am sneak watching. And that steak dinner and potatoes you posted up earlier looked really freaking good. That made me hungry. Klaus says, if an equal exchange is necessary, marriage under current law should be illegal. Yeah, or it's not a valid contract. Spitting logical facts. Yeah, Klaus with the logic, man. Klaus, marriage is super illegal and violate every law in the contract clause of the U.S. Constitution. You know, Dr. Baskerville talks a lot about that, how it interfaces with constitutional law, at least as far as like different family law actions and things like that goes. It is a really an ugly shame. It is sad, man. It's sad. It's sad, man. And you know, I hate that I sit here and I just think the only thing I can think to, and when I was at child support, I used to think this. I was just like, oh, well, it sucks, and all I can do is walk through the fire. Like, one day I'm just going to have to walk through the fire. And it's just like, Shah will walk through the fire, and we'll see to what degree he gets burnt. And my bet is that, like, well, hopefully I won't be that upset about it, because we all knew it was going to happen, right? I mean, it's 2025. We knew there was a chance. And then I'll just go smoke cigars with Cesar Quintana, and we'll be like, yeah, man, got me. I'm like, yeah, the hell with it, man. You know, shout out to the folks out there. Nothing to be ashamed of. We knew it was going to suck, right? So what's to feel bad about? Probably easy for me to say, though, right now. Play Lisa, it's your birthday. I love that one. I talk about you all the time. I love you, Shah. Oh, man, I love you too, bro. Thank you, man. Means a lot. I know we still got to do a bunch of stuff together. One of these days. One of these days, man, I'll fly over to Ohio or something. Or we'll just meet up in some amazing tropical paradise somewhere and that has strange exotic fruits. And then we'll try those fruits and tell people what we think about the fruits and if we'd eat them again. It would be good content. It would be good content. This went to the Supreme Court and government got out of it by saying marriage is not a contract, but a change of status. Ooh, that's sneaky. That was sneaky. Hey, Orem, happy birthday. You going to hit up the bars now? Shout out to you, Orem. Good to see you. It's true. I also sneak watch Raymond, and he does mention Shah often enough. Oh man, we got the fellow sneak watcher in here. I study this with Stephen Baskerville's thumb. Oh man. All right. Well, hail, man. Let's just get into it. And listen, man. I say this knowing full well that these videos might suck. And I'm sorry for that. Like, listen, if all of the Passport Bros videos suck, we have this video from Michael saying, which might be interesting. And then, the hell with it. We'll just play this one today instead of saving it for another time. So, yeah, that's really the plan. So the plan is there's really not that much of a plan. Shah, the worldwide fruit tasting connoisseur. Man, I would love that, bro. You know, that's like a thing on YouTube, man. Sometimes I see shorts and like people will pull out this like crazy looking fruit and I'll be like, damn, that looks really good. I would love to try that, man. I'd love to try that. If all else fails, we have Michael's vid and Pearl's vid. Yep, exactly. Yeah, we'll be good. There's some good things about Passport Bro, but there's flaws that aren't talked about too. Us GIs were the original Passport Bros. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. Especially when you think about like just being stationed somewhere and sometimes people would get married. I don't know why. I'm suddenly thinking about the episode of King of the Hill where Hank Hill's dad, Cotton, turns out he has like a half Japanese kid, or like when his dad was in Japan or something, he got some Japanese woman pregnant. So like Hank Hill has like a half Japanese brother. That was a pretty funny episode. Oh God. But yeah, there's that. Peter Wright in the Discord earlier was talking about how, you remember those newspaper articles about a rich American women taking dowry money from the U.S. and marrying into European nobility. They're kind of like passport women, you can say. They're just like, damn, we got all this money. I'm the daughter of the Marlboro man, and I'm going to go marry into like some European nobility because we got this new money and we're trying to get into the old money world. So, people go overseas for different reasons. I guess the big conflict, right, is people look at Passport Bros and they'll be like, well, they're just going over there for sex tourism, or they're not actually going there for a wife, or when it comes to dealing with the traditions of the place, then suddenly they don't want to do that. So those, there was that one guy that married the Filipino woman, and it was like a big thing, and everybody was like, oh yeah, see, the Passport Bros, like they're just bad. And but I do believe that there are genuine Passport Bros. And when I think of some of the marriages I know, some of them I know are for people who married women from overseas. And they seem to be doing okay. At least I could think of some. So, I think there's good people. I know our brother Dart Shapiria comes into the chat, into the Discord every now and then and fills us in on his adventures. So either way, at least you're going places and checking things out. Seems like a pain in the ass. Just stay home and play video games. I am working on it, man. I am working on it. The retro gaming station is here. Yep, GIs would marry these girls and brings them back home to the US, but they just become Americanized anyways. Yeah, that seems to be the issue. Women are women are women. Fact, the only difference is economic standing, novelty, and social norms, laws. Yeah, I mean, listen, when you break it down, if you're going to go somewhere and marry someone from like that has nothing, like let's say they come from a background, they have nothing, and you're going to bring them here. that is fundamentally a hypergamous marriage, right? So the deal is still bad. You know what I mean? So you're bringing them into this family law environment is a ticking time bomb. I mean, listen, I've seen people do it, and I want to hope that they're successful going forward. But yeah, I mean, but looking at it from that perspective, it is a hypergamous, right? It's not an equal marriage. Sex tourism is often conflated with the bros. All the bros content is blurring the lines. That's the thing, yeah. You get a few people and they go out there and they're pretty much just you know, sleeping with a bunch of women or whatever off the dating apps, and it's just like, well, like, I don't know, man. They should call them something else. Like, but it's like people who have trouble living the sort of dating app lifestyle. Maybe we should call it the dating app lifestyle. The dating app lifestyle here, then they go somewhere else. They're like, look, I have much better luck on the dating apps, but you still have all the problems of dating apps that entails. Like, what happened to the red pill? Like what happened to red pill? Yeah, very much so. That's a great point. I mean, it just kind of went mainstream a little bit, and you have all these kind of grifter folks in there. What people don't understand about marrying women overseas, you don't date a girl and fall in love. These girls are looking for American men to marry, and it's more of an arranged marriage. Yeah. Well, that's the problem too, right? It's like the romantic ethos is what causes a lot of chaos. And then somebody leaves from here and they date still from a perspective of the romantic ethos overseas. It stands to reason that it will still end badly, right? It's still fundamentally hypergamous. I feel like the romantic ethos is something that is hypergamy or encourages hypergamy in its worst sense. So if you leave and you're still living off of that romantic ethos perspective, whatever the heck you do overseas is probably going to be an issue. I've seen too many dudes who gave foreign ladies a free ride and still got dumped. Man, I know, man. And both of us worked at the child support place, so him and I have both seen it, like, in its worst aspects, you know. The only marriage I know personally where the woman stayed through hard times was with the Filipina. Well, shout out to the Filipinas. Shout out to them. Might be the exception of the rule, though. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure if we look hard enough, we could find that, you know, somewhere. Anyways, this guy's called it the Passport Bro Pandemic. I think it's probably going to be a negative on the Passport Bros. This says 5-step guide how to get a big booty Latina. The girls in the Philippines are hot AF. And then in quotes, it says traditional values. So it's got 22,000 likes. It's 7 months old. So, you know, I don't know. I just figured let's just watch it and see what's got going on.
Are you lonely? Do you
Okay, so let's just go for it.
wish you had someone who will love, tolerate you for all your good parts and your bad parts, but let's be real, mostly your bad parts. If you resonate with any of these things, you should come move to Passport Bro Land. Passport Bro Land is a wonderful place where no matter who you are, no matter how much money you make, and no matter how unpleasant you are, you'll find someone to be your trad wife. That's
Okay, yeah, they're gonna come down hard on the Passport Bros in this video, and they're going with the trad wife thing here. So that gives us a clue on the perspective. Is this kind of like how conservatives are Nazis to left-wingers? Maybe, yeah. I think they're going to paint all the Passport Bros as like these conservative trad types or something. So let's see.
right. For only the low price of moving your entire life and your entire social network and basically everything, you'll be able to find love as well. All Western...
That's the part that would be tough for me. Passport Bros and trad wives thing don't seem compatible. Well, the criticism to them is that they're saying they're going overseas to find more traditional women. At least that, you know, that's the claim on them. So the women here are modern and they're not traditional, so they're going to go overseas and find one who's quote unquote traditional. Military hates overseas marriage. GIs have to get married overseas, but they still need to ask the government for approval. They want to make sure you are not marrying them for passports only. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, you're marrying a non-citizen who's going to become a citizen from marriage, so they got all those extra layers to deal with, you know.
Women want these days is stuff like stability and emotional intelligence. And
Oh God, yeah. I mean, so this guy, you know, there's gonna probably be some big simping in here.
that stuff is super. So if you don't want to be a loser, come to Passport Bro Land, where everyone is a loser.
So, you know, he's kind of it's gonna be ragging on the passport, bro. Pretty hard.
And when everyone's a loser, welcome back to the light side of the internet. Abroad. Saying I'm a passport bro is kind of like the most PC way of saying I'm red pill adjacent, or I'm MG Tao, or
MG Tal, damn. This dude, does he even have a brain? Blue Pillar trying to shame dudes for going elsewhere. Yeah, it's pretty sad, man. That's what it seems like. And it's just like the women just want some emotional intelligence and stability. Like, you jackass. You, what a... All right, well, whatever. This is what people want to, you know. Here we go.
I get no. Okay.
Orem says it's going to be ragging on a straw man passport bro. That's what it is. It's going to be a caricature of passport bros, and it's just going to be like the worst. It's going to be that one guy with the Filipino wife, and they got divorced, or something happened at Disneyland with the in-laws.
Maybe that's a hot take. But the rising passport bro movement has seen its fair share of criticism both in the West and in the countries that they're moving to. So, what exactly is a passport bro? The common definition of a passport bro is someone who goes...
You know, if our societies are creating a bunch of men that are leaving and causing, you know, havoc in other countries so much that it becomes a problem, that really is a sad commentary on the society that we live in. Like, what greater sign could there be that something is horribly wrong with what we're doing over here than that we have this overflow and overspill of passport bros that are going in quote unquote, you know, like kind of like sort of destabilizing these places. He'll cry like a little Suka when he gets Me Too'd. Yeah, just give it enough time, man. Once the bull's horns get him, bro, then, you know, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. Just give it enough. Every time, like when I see stuff like that now, I just kind of think, keep doing what you're doing. Just give it enough time. I'll just sit and watch, you know, and we'll see it happen eventually. We'll see it happen eventually. Like that, you know, that Akash guy, right? That Akash guy was the most recent example of this. You know, all the sort of simpery big talk or whatever, and all, you know, you guys are just blah blah blah, and then it just give it some time. That's all you got to do. Passport bro is a great way for older, well-established men to marry younger women. For an older man to marry a young woman in the US is very hard to do so. Yeah, that's an option for them.
To other countries in order to pursue romantic relationships, whether that's because of quote-unquote toxic feminism, Western dating culture, or other forms of cope to explain why they have no riz. But I felt compelled.
See, riz. It all goes into riz. You gotta be the matador. You gotta be able to dance with the bulls. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have your little red sheet out here, and you just gotta know how to play them all. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta have riz. I'm just gonna call it matador riz from now. You gotta be a matador, everybody. Yeah, if all I wanted was a kid, I'd just smash a fat woman. Fat women taking heat tonight. If you're going to passport bro correctly, you have to become that other country's citizen and integrate into that society. It isn't the panacea. Yeah, that would be the tough part for me. You know, like you're essentially going over there and you're going to be with somebody who's part of a network and a web of people from a culture, you know? Is it impossible? No, it's not impossible, but it's not as easy as they make it sound. I like to see 50-year-old men marry younger women in their 20s. I actually watch that and think that could work. Hell, I mean, you know, is it illegal? No, it's not. No, it's not. Almost all aspects of our modern life are harmful to us. Food, artificial light, chemicals in the water, public education, polluted air. Yeah, I mean, it's true, man. That is true. That definitely is true. So like, yeah, why should the other stuff that we do not be harmful as well? It's a damn shame, really, man. It's a damn shame. Exactly. Watch and wait. And I'm a grumpy old man, so I will point and laugh when the inevitable happens. Shout out to you, Klaus. Yeah, I mean, that's all you could do at that point, you know? Like, the lifestyle that's being sold, I think is pretty high risk. What they do is they try to say, here's how you mitigate the risk. But I don't know, man. I just think if you keep doing that, you're going to step in a big pile of poo. And, you know, we've talked about this over the years. We call it the minefield. It just takes one. But I tend to look at MGTOW as the more reasonable, level-headed folks. Instead of, you know, doing the dating app lottery over and over and over and over again. You know, you're eventually going to get snake eyes. You just got to game the judge. Yeah, exactly. Just game the judge. That's the best. You know, I can't remember if it was, well, it was in that conversation, you know, with Paul Elam and Roosh. And I think Paul Elam was the one who mentioned that somebody had told him that about gaming the judge. And the ironic part about that is I think, you know, Roosh V was advocating for that lifestyle, and it happened to him. I mean, essentially all Paul Elam had to do was sit back and watch, but something happened to him. I can't remember. I think it was in Canada. It was like a false accusation. It was like an Andrew Tate style thing that kind of happened to him. Maybe not as bad, but it was enough to like get him to like become religious and like, you know, get married or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it's inevitable for a lot of folks. And you know what, bro? For the people that say it's not, they probably just won't admit it. You know what I mean? Like, they probably won't talk about it if something like that happened, unless it was like very public or something. So they, you know, can't hide it. Akash was on the highest of all horses when he talked down to Myron. He better hold that L. Yeah, he better. He absolutely better. You know what's funny, man? I forgot to show this to you guys last week, but I had saved it on Twitter. And it was a video of him proposing to his like wife a second time. Let me see if I could find it. And I was like, damn it. I had saved it because I wanted to share it with you guys, and I just completely forgot to. And I was like, ah, hell. Oh, here it is right here. It's literally the second thing I got saved. Let me just make sure. You know how it is with Twitter. This one right here.
First of all, I want to say to Amma, happy birthday.
So this was, I don't know what the hell this was, or if I can even play it with this music, but who cares? But it was him like proposing to his wife for a second time. It was just like on like the super simpiest of simpiest.
All of this is possible because you told me I could do anything that I wanted. And the best decision I ever made in my entire life was to marry this woman right here.
The best decision he ever made in his entire life was to marry this woman right here.
His birthday it is in 2 weeks. And I love you so much. And the only regret that I have is that I only got to marry you once. So I want to make a little quick announcement that we're going to get married again. We're going to renew our vows in India next year. Do you all want to come to that? Does that sound fun? And since I am renewing my vows,
Man, yep, all right, yeah, so we gotta...
the only thing you can do is propose again.
Oh!
Ghislaine Singh, will you be Ghislaine Singh forever again?
Yes! Oh my god!
Man, you know, I don't know, man. Sometimes, like, I think I don't have a romantic bone in my body. Like, I can't see myself, like, doing this. I mean, maybe I could pull it off and do this, but on the inside, I'll just be like, oh, all right, man, just get it over with. All right, you know, I don't know. Like, I'd be so annoyed by that. I'm like, oh.
Take that drinky thing off. That drinky dink.
Did you guys know this? Yes! Oh my god! How big is this?
How big is this? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Big enough for you to shut up every time I tell you to.
Thank you so much!
What do you say?
God, this is Oh, God, it looks so
Damn, that could be a sound effect in its own too. Just like some annoying part from this.
beautiful.
You peed on Courtney Mustard.
There it is. There's the opposite of the dowry right there. There's just an endowment from him to her and nothing from her side.
You were sitting in her lap.
Anyways, there you go, man. There you go. I'm sorry. I just had to share that one. Now let's just take our 17-minute bashing here about the Passport Bros. But yes, Mr. Pitt, he was on the highest of high horses. Better yet, listen to Don Tavius. Exactly.
There was.
Oh crap.
You gotta stay gaming, bruh. Don't focus on no girl. Just stay gaming.
Better yet, listen to Don Tavius. He's light years ahead of the curve. He really is. God bless Don Tavius. The Akash situation is bad. I genuinely feel bad for him because he's simply unaware. I myself didn't wake up fully until after the divorce. Yeah, I do feel bad for him too. You know, I'd say the good thing for him is they don't have kids, and you know, it'll suck for a bit, but if he just pulls the Band-Aid off, you know, you'll pay some money for a little bit, but then it'll all be over. But to be honest, man, when you're this deep into it, I got a feeling he's just going to go harder into it. He's going to be like, no, I can't let it fail now because that's going to prove everybody right, even though everybody's been proven right, like already. There's nothing else to be proven right about. But it's going to be like, no, we're going to get through this. And it's just, you know, it's just going to go on. But we'll see. Evolution only has one winner, those that have children. Doesn't care if you do it miserably or happily. That's a very, it's a very science way. It's a very scientific way, Darwinian way of looking at that. That is an evolutionary way of looking at that. Don Tavius knows. You and me both. Divorce destroyed me almost completely. Man, me too. My ex tried to get me to do this whole dog crap show of renewing vows and other such dumbassery. Yeah, exactly, right? And then it's just like, it's so stupid, you know what I mean? It's like they want you to show emotion or something, but the minute you do, you know it's a death sentence. You know it's a death sentence, man. Just ridiculous. We made it through to the other side. Exactly. Shout out to y'all, man. Okay, now I don't feel bad for Akash. He's so cringe. Dude got her a moissanite. I'm willing to bet. I hope so. I hope it was that.
To make this video because the more research I did on Passport Bros, the more I realized that I don't even think Passport Bros know what Passport Bros are. They yearn for partnerships where respect and love are mutual, where they feel valued not just as providers or romantic partners, but as men with their own needs and aspirations. How to get a big booty Latina. Not off to a great start here. It's crucial to understand.
Oh my gosh. You can get like 100 carats for $10 or something. Is that old cubic zirconia or whatever that was? Mr. T-Nut, his red pill rage is going to be epic. Not a matter if, but a matter of what. Yeah. That guy is like a balloon ready to freaking pop.
Men opting for life abroad aren't necessarily fleeing from women at home. They're fleeing from a cultural ethos that no longer values, celebrates, or resonates with them.
How American women sound when Passport Bros travel for true love.
And I'm not lying. You can't ask me to do a motherfucker.
The concept of Passport Bros arises from a perception that traditional values and harmonious.
Is anybody in here, like, would you classify yourself as a Passport Bro? I'm just curious, or like, has anybody lived the Passport Bro life or wanted to or attempted to? I know Dart Shapuria. That's the one guy I know. I don't think he's in here tonight, but just curious. You guys know this dude is shaming men for the ladies. I know, that's a sad part, man. I almost feel bad subjecting everybody to watch this garbage. I just figure, hell, we're over here now. This is a real nails on chalkboard video. I had a feeling it was gonna be, but like I you know, it's pretty bad. Like this is like a lot of nails on chalkboard. So you guys, and you know, it's like, you know, he looks like a fairly young dude. You know, he's successful on this YouTube stuff. Give it time. This is gonna be a real give it time situation right here. right? You know what I mean? And we'll see. Can you imagine being married to Akash's wife? I'd rather lose all my money than listen to. I know. Oh my God, Akash! It's like that all day, from the minute you wake up till the time to go. Akash! Oh my God! How much is it? It's just like that constantly. Yeah, I'm sure the guy opting for life abroad just wants a big booty Latina. I could have done the passport bro thing. I had offers when I lived in Mongolia. Man, that's something to think about, huh? I don't know. Like, Luke, my feeling with you is that, like, even if you can go back and do it, like, I feel like you'd still say no just because I think, you know, just the culture differences and stuff. I don't know. Maybe you'd say yes. But I don't know, man. You know, it's like if you really see yourself living in that place, you know, then maybe. I'm a stay at home and do video games, bro. Man, I like that, bro. Can I join you? Can I join you? Dontavius likes it too.
You gotta stay gaming, bruh. Don't focus on no girl. Just stay gaming.
Exactly. I could do it now and go to Russia, but why? Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd say the one, you know, like the good thing, Luke, is like I'd say, you know, you got your kids and everything, which is a blessing. I think for young guys, man, it's a little bit different. Like if you don't have that or haven't lived any of that lifestyle, it's something to think about, man. I try to remain positive on that in the sense of like, you know, it's worth trying, or it's worth trying to do it the right way. But damn, it's hard to do that. The cringe, the guy in the video is exhibiting is somewhat entertaining. I can't wait for his RP awakening. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. That makes me feel less bad. It is, if we view, that's a great perspective to view this from.
Which they mean family oriented.
Like, look at this guy, bro. What is he, like 25? You know what I mean? Like, you could see the dandruff in his hair. You know, come on, man.
Behaviors are more prevalent among foreign women compared to the cultural shifts observed in Western societies.
Which all has happened. Peter Wright says, got me an Asian situation. 10 years in, worked in every single way, and no, I don't pay more than my share. There you go. I like that. You know, the one person that I think about is there was a coworker that I had at child support. He was a good guy. He is a good guy. Probably about like 12, 13, 14 years older than me. But when I started working there, he was just starting to go through the divorce, and his wife really did it messed up to him, you know. But from the time I worked there, from his divorce, you know, after a few years of him getting back on his feet, he eventually married a Chinese woman from Indonesia, I believe. And I mean, he looked happy, man. I remember going into work and I can smell at lunchtime, like when I would watch him like every day, you know, we worked close to each other. And then suddenly he started coming in with these like amazing homemade Chinese meals, a succulent Chinese meal. And I don't know, man. I didn't think it was I think it was okay for him. So I hope they're still together, and I pray for his continued happiness. One thing people don't consider is the women overseas are very family oriented. If you marry a woman overseas, she will want you to send her family money every month and fly them to the U.S. I think that's what was happening with that one guy, you know, with the Disneyland, and then he snapped at the parents. But you know, everybody said it was that guy's fault, which maybe it was. Hell, it was a long time since we looked at that. You'll need to wait a bit, Mr. Pitt. You can recognize that he formerly had a ton of acne, so he had to learn how to simp for the ladies. The personality just drips from him. I must have missed Mr. Pitt's comments. Oh, yeah, no, I see it. Some never learn. I have a coworker who just married a 4th time. Damn. That guy must be a boomer or something. That's some boomer behavior right there. At that point, he's that broke because of his divorces. At least his current wife has to contribute. Yeah. Sooner or later. All right.
I'm just going to be the one to say it. Filipino girls are hottest.
Okay. So there seems to be Some contradictions. What is this? Some sort of passport bro civil war? 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth to this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Unfortunately, that means that dating is really hard now, so I'm actually gonna go forth to another continent where men are a little less equal. So, bye! So given these contradicting point of views, is there like a collective definition of what a passport bro is? Is there like something akin to a codex passportes that we can go off of? Surprisingly, yes there is. This is the official passport bro site, which
I wonder whose site that is. I don't know if that's really the official site. Yeah, some never learn. I have a good friend that just finished marriage number 3 and was looking for number 4. Wow. Man, yeah.
is a website that looks like it was designed by someone whose passion is graphic design. And just a fun fact, they also happen to sell a $150 travel bag.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't sound like an official anything.
Which you can get off of Etsy for $75 and which you could get off of Alibaba for about 2 gallons of gasoline. So I'm not gonna go over this AI generated word vomit that is this 2000s ass modem ass looking slow ass website, but here are kind of the main points that they're trying to make. Passport bros are driven by their desire to find a woman who embodies femininity both inside and out. Like, you definitely can't find that in the West. Cooties? In my fucking country? The website also claims passport bros are driven.
I mean, I wonder if he'll say anything that, like, addresses some of men's concerns, or is it all going to just be that, you know, all the stuff men are saying is just wildly out of left field and they're just so dumb, like, they're just so Homer Simpson about it that they just don't realize if they would just change their mindset a little bit, everything would be great, you know, and just be more emotionally intelligent. They only contradict because he chose 2 contradictory viewpoints and claimed they belong to the same guy.
Driven to other countries due to the lack of traditional values, morals, and common decency within.
I mean, is this so hard to say is true? I mean, I don't know, man. Like, is this... we've spent the last, like, 50 years getting rid of these, the traditional values part. Morals, I mean, that's kind of tough to find, especially since everything is just so, you know, about what's legal or not illegal. Morals are like almost a separate thing of a value system. And common decency, that's getting scarcer every day. I mean, I talk to so many people who travel and they're just like, oh my God, you know, it was so nice over here. The people were so much better. I saw Paul Elam put up a Twitter post. He was just in Thailand and he was just saying it was easy to tell who are the westernized women. Just look for the RBF, the women that had the resting bitch faces on. It was pretty funny. But like, I hear this from so many people, you know. I've had people that are like even full on like Democrat liberal that go and work in some other country, you know, get married. It's one of my buddies, and he's like, I don't even know if I want to move back to San Francisco. It's so bad over there. He eventually did, but that was him telling me that, you know? So it's like, I don't think this is crazy right here. He's making it seem like this is just not happening at all, and this is just all in our imagination. I mean, is it all in our imagination? No, he's dead set on shaming to get clicks from the simps. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm all for guys choosing passport bro life if they're smart, not naive, and not just schmex touring. That's the thing, man. Where they do get the passport bros is I do think there's plenty of them that, you know, that's what they're doing. And if that's what you're going to do, then so be it. You know what I mean? But there is this kind of, I guess, conflating of whatever the hell's going on there. So if you get somebody that wants to act like a pickup artist grifter under like the passport bro umbrella, then it looks bad on everybody. So it gives these guys plenty of fuel. Nothing wrong with it at all.
In the West, which to me is funny because one of the biggest reasons why traditional values still exist within developing countries is because of the lack of opportunities that are presented to the people living there, which usually leads to a more abundant exploitation of women. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so then yes, there aren't traditional values over here, basically.
Did I say funny? It wasn't like a haha funny. It was more like a
Yeah, this is gonna be a real give it time situation right here. Just give it time.
That's funny. And the fact that the official Passport Bro site says this means that they see this dynamic going on and they're like, fuck it, we ball. That's like if you...
It's basically all Passport Bros are like these predatory guys, is what he's painting it as. Is it just me? But this guy seems to be convincing me to be a Passport Bro. It's like he is saying all the arguments for it, but not saying any logical arguments against it. Yeah.
Saw Red Bull losing the F1 Constructors Championship and replace Checo with Liam fucking Lawson. Seriously, why the didn't you guys choose Yuki?
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
But the website expects this argument and is quick to go, no guys, we're totally not exploitative. Here's a TikTok to prove it.
One thing I really liked, even before we got married,
oh, well, shout out to them. They got married. Well, see, I would give for them.
Respects my family as much as he respects me. That's
Look, to be completely for real, this couple looks happy and healthy. And
yeah, what the hell are they doing wrong?
I love that for them. This video is not about them. And I'm sure there are plenty of
There we go. Okay, at least he can give that disclaimer. So, I mean, like, if a Passport Bro in the truest sense is about that, then the other people are just people that are giving it, you know, are out there playing games, basically.
Passport Bros who are looking for a healthy relationship and are looking for genuine connection with someone. It's more about how the Passport Bro community as a whole is toxic, or at least how they portray themselves online. You know, like how right below this video that I just showed you guys, the uploader International Passport is promoting their video, How Freaky Are Asian Women
Now that's bad.
in Bed.
Now, I don't know if that's the same people in the TikTok. That's just whoever the hell posted this. Oh, man. This dude's gonna get destroyed. Looks like he's Korean. He'll get pushed into marrying a Korean probably. Then she'll emasculate him into oblivion like a proper dragon lady. This video isn't about the people I put in this video.
I mean, it's like, did the creator of this website even check to see if this is a channel he wanted to use? It's a TikTok re-uploaded onto YouTube. Of course we can trust it. So there still seems to be some incongruencies, some dissent, some contraventions existing within the Passport Bro community. In fact, I think the only thing that Passport Bros actually do agree on is parroting the same line of traditional values over and over again. Just like how I say, I'm only gonna have one Girl Scout cookie. Or how a certain German minister in the 1930s said, guys, I just want half of Czechoslovakia. Guys, I swear, I promise. See, the traditional values argument, which we already established is only really true because of the unequal power dynamics within developing countries, it's also complete bullshit.
I wonder what, like, I don't know. Like, I wonder if he thinks that traditional values were ever good or if it was always based off of an unequal power dynamic. That'd be interesting to hear his perspective.
Going to third world, they're not hot. They're hot.
Oh, I mean, you know, if you got these people in here, of course it's going to look bad.
Go to Colombia. When I went to Colombia, the 40-year-old women look better than the 20-year-olds in Rodeo.
Dating a 1010 in Medellin, Colombia. Bagging baddies in Colombia.
Been to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, and now I'm in the Philippines. And I ain't
Yeah, I mean, these people aren't, you know, looking for marriage.
gonna lie. These Filipino girls are hot.
Oh, so it's not that they actually want traditional values. It's just that they can't get the women that they want in the West because they have no riz. Honestly, these dudes are like the same people who go to strip clubs and claim that they're not going for the strippers. Hey man, I didn't know you went to these. Whoa.
That would be sex tourism. This guy is tall for an Asian, so he probably thought he should be on YouTube. Sounds like his core audience is women, some pandering necessary. Yeah, you know, man, it's just like with the Passport Bro stuff, you know, I think if people are just doing it for views, then they're going to sit there and make it progressively more raunchy in order to get views. And this guy's content, maybe not raunchy, but it's like, it's just going to get progressively more pandery in order to sell it to that audience. Go to Medellin, get devil's breathed. Hopefully survive with all your organs intact. I know, my God. While I'm all in favor of passport bros, there are definitely some men that don't represent the movement well. Prime example is MLD. Oh yeah, he was in like Japan for a bit or something. I remember hearing about that, and he got into some stuff over there. Yeah, certainly not. I mean, there's gonna be people like that, you know, and of course, people like this are gonna like just completely use that as an opportunity to, I don't know. At least he gave a little disclaimer about, you know, some other people who are doing it, you know, without those same intentions. When the arguments are bad or non-existent, always the Nazi stick is coming up. Yeah, I think everyone's just tired of that. This doesn't even work in Germany anymore.
Whoa, look. I am just here for their personalities, okay? One even says they like me. Her name is Moonlight. I don't think that's a real name, big dog. You shut your mouth. She loves me and that is her name. Because let's be honest here. If they really were looking for just traditional values, they would have just up and moved to Utah. And this is so blatantly obvious when there are passport bro accounts like this, whose entire page is just them creepily filming women on the street. Yeah, the traditional values are so strong that I don't even need to talk to them to know.
Things I like about the Filipino girls is, one, they're super quiet and they're not loud. If you guys know anything about New York girls, they are super loud, obnoxious, and the Filipino girls...
I mean, hell, at first I was, but when he said he was from New York, and I'm like, yeah, he probably really is experiencing some peace and quiet for the first time. People who resort to slander usually do that because they don't have a logical argument. Isn't Johnny Somali a passport bro? I mean, he has a passport. God, man, that guy was like the worst. That guy was like the worst. Isn't he in jail in the Philippines or something?
I'm not like that. And me personally, if you guys see my page, you see me on YouTube, I'm extremely loud. I'm extremely outgoing.
What? So when girls are loud, it's obnoxious. But when you're loud, you're outgoing. I think you just hate women and are obnoxious.
Honestly, in America, all they want is, hey, can you take me to the Cheesecake Factory?
You just hate women.
Oh, no, let me retract that. The Cheesecake Factory now is like you're broke.
Yeah, I mean, no shit. When you're in a country where the standard of living is...
He's definitely got like the cool guy voice going. When you're in a country and the standard of living
is higher, the standard to succeed in that dating market is also going to be higher.
The standard to succeed in that dating market is also going to be higher. That's just common sense, bro.
That's just basic facts. But if you're not comfortable with that, you can still definitely find someone who appreciate you for just you. There are plenty of so-called average men who do just fine.
Oh my God, give it time. Give it time. Dude, if I ever decided to passport bro, I'm going full on indigenous to the country I'm going to. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's something, you know, I definitely want to travel more. Will I, you know, passport bro? I don't know, maybe, but probably not. Probably not. Knowing me. When I tend to travel, man, like I don't want to, I'm not looking for trouble, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to go enjoy some food, see some wildlife, hang out, see some souvenirs, meet some good folks, maybe have some laughs. I could tell this guy thinks he's cool, and it's very cringe. Yeah, you can kind of hear it coming out. I thought passport bros refer to men who go overseas to get married. That's the question. I mean, it's about traditional values. I mean, allegedly from this website this guy's looking at, that would stand to reason. Other than that, it's sex tourism, not hookup culture. No one likes foreigners to come and don't integrate. No one. I think that's true. Simp! Shout out, Labert.
The dating market. What I don't understand is why is the default solution for passport bros to go somewhere where the standard is lower rather than, I don't know, raising their own standard.
Is the standard really lower? I don't know. Maybe it's just a different culture that has different standards and not the same ones as here. I mean, would it be impossible for this guy to admit that maybe some of the standards people hold here are like impossibly high anyways and just kind of ridiculous?
I don't get it. Why is nobody coming to buy this lemonade?
You gotta travel for the woman, bro. Hey, Bass. Bass, I really liked your most recent video. Base FCZ made a video reacting to the Andrew Wilson and Coach Greg Adams, debate stuff there. I even thought about reacting to your video just as on the stream. I enjoyed it. So thank you for that, Base. It was made me happy to see one of your videos pop up, and I was like, ooh, this looks good. And I immediately listened to it. Base says, people really don't grasp the size of America. A European comes here and just can't grasp Texas, but some guys want to move to other countries. The U.S. is a very large country with a bunch of different places, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. If I could see people wanting to do that, and that's fine. You know what I mean? I think it would be a lot. I think it'd be a lot for me. I see myself more as a visitor, but I don't know. It's possible you meet somebody and you think this might work. Though for me, I don't know if that'll happen, I wonder if Passport Bros is better as a young man's game, or if older men would do that too. Luke says, originally that's what Passport Bros were. Like I said, it is being conflated, taken and blurred, just like they do with Red Pill. I agree with that, man. Just the more YouTube sort of blurifying. My standards are higher, which is why I would never date a woman here. Well, you keep those standards high. You keep those standards high. Don't settle. Don't settle for anybody. The standards people hold here are absolutely unhinged. It's a fantasy. 90% of people cannot live up to them, but simps like this don't see the women as the issue. Men just need to level up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just level up. You can by all means react to it. I'll never stop you. I appreciate that. Shout out to you, man. Great to see you in here. Maybe we will. Do a special Thanksgiving or day after Thanksgiving stream. I dropped an interesting photo of the guy in the video in Discord. Okay, yeah. I hadn't have my Discord pulled up. Let's see what we got going on here. Damn it. Here we go. Yeah. Thanks for the picture. How White Knight armor works. Friend zone shoulder padding. SJW sword. Osakor leggings. Gives him added speed to run and rescue any feminist in danger of engaging in a logical debate. Cognitive dissonance helmet. Magic breastplate. Magic gauntlet and mace. Protective knee pad. Oh my god. Just reminds me of like that Akash guy. Whew. Thank you for that, Mr. Pitt. Unfortunately, Passport Bros and sex tourism has become synonymous. Yeah, it's all just blurred. I will say I do think a true integration is fine. Like, you really want to live in France or Brazil, but to say it's a solution to anything, nah, I can't be with that myself. Yeah, I agree. It's certainly not a solution to whatever the problem is. The point is we have like a deep societal problem that's creating this. And it's so John from It's Complicated has this thing where he says move or improve. The solutions always move or improve. And if I don't want to mischaracterize him, but in his opinion, that's basically a cope. It's coping with the bad situation. If if we have this kind of off the rails hypergamy, can the solution really be move or improve, or is that just a cope? Shouldn't we be focusing on fixing the problem? And reestablishing whatever those checks were that held this whole thing. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. I mean, you can't just have a place that's just oozing out people to go to other countries and that's going to solve the problem. The problem still exists. Hey, shout out Oikophobic Misanthrope. Good to see you in here. Passport Bros is an older man's game. Know your worth, King. There's nothing more important than marrying a wealthy woman. Oh my God. How did we not play that yet?
And there's nothing more important than marrying a wealthy woman. As you get older, I'm going to teach you tricks on how to find a dumb lady that loves just tanning.
I love that one.
Your dowry.
Yeah, this
my
one.
right.
They have more time to learn the language, build wealth, present that wealth, and freedom beyond being a wage slave. I think the best way for it to work, man, is if you have a job that puts you overseas, then I think that's like the most organic way that's going to happen. One of my buddies is in finance. He was always a straight arrow. I mean, he's an Indian guy. Like, so he's American, but he was born in India. But we went to high school together, you know, so he lived there for a bit. But he was put in Singapore, I think, for a bit. So he lived out there for a few years, and that's where he met his wife. And, you know, they're married, and they live together here now. But it's just like, well, that makes sense because he was like living there, and he had a job there. So he was living his life over there, and he happened to meet someone. I think that's probably like the best way to go about it. You know, and I'm trying to think if I know anybody else that was like that too. At least where they met. I mean, I know people who married women that were foreign, but I think they met here. I don't know, but that seems like something that makes sense. That meme is a blast from the past. Oh, mercy. The white knight. How you gonna dog on a guy making a personal choice instead of dealing with the problem he cannot fix himself? Exactly. And that this guy isn't, you know, helping to fix either. This guy's frankly just enabling it. Whatever happened to the mail order brides? Do they not do that anymore? I don't know if they do that anymore. I don't think so. I get that the problem needs to be addressed, but the guys going overseas aren't going to be fixing the issue anyway. So it is a wash, really. What's the problem?
Yeah, it's definitely the customer's fault. This guy has a couple more videos like this too.
Now I realize why American guys come to the Philippines to find a wife. You guys won't even understand.
I don't even know if his metaphor works, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe instead of them being the ones selling lemonade, maybe the guys are out here trying to buy lemonade and all the lemonade sucks. You know what I mean? It's just sugar water at this place with yellow food coloring and some sort of factory-made lemon flavor. There's not even real lemons in it. And all the guys here want is to just find a lemonade stand that sells lemonade made from real lemons. But can we find that? Or is it all just cosplayed lemons? His metaphor is backwards.
Yeah, it's definitely the customer's fault. This guy has a couple more videos.
No,
like
it's the product. It's the thing that's being sold over here. That's what's corrupted.
This too.
Now I realize why American guys come to the Philippines to find a wife. You guys won't even understand. The Filipino girls, I'm not gonna lie, are hot.
Yeah, we get it. Move on.
Coming from America, all these women always say, and this is an American thing, happy wife, happy life. In the Philippines, it's happy relationship, happy relationship. When I was in America, honestly, I used to hate when girls always say, you need to make me happy as a happy wife, happy life. This has to change.
Say you don't know how to make a partner happy without saying you don't know how to make a partner happy. Look, I don't know what this guy's dating experience is, but I can swear that it is not that hard to please someone in a relationship. You just
give it time.
You just
give it time. Give it time. Is it really lemonade? All of his examples are irrelevant and strawman things. He's so off the mark, it is just him shaming. He's not even on base or logical in any fashion. He's literally doing what chicks do. He's femme. Yeah. Did you just compare women to objects? They're not products, bigot. Get Sprite. Biggest simp of all time.
But in all seriousness, it's literally just about caring about the other person, listening to that other person.
Yeah, it's just about caring and listening, and it has nothing to do with, you know, contributions to the relationship or any very real economic problems to solve, like buying a house together. It's just listening and caring. Man, this guy, you're right, man. The awakening's gonna be crazy when it happens.
Being there for them and, like, I don't know, maybe making them laugh once in a while. So if
oh my God, yeah, he's young, man.
You don't like it when women laugh and are loud with you, maybe you're just into dudes.
Because all you want is a damn handout.
Oh, you must be gay. Oh, of course it's that. Of course it's that.
Oh no, not the rainbow version.
Of course it's that. Mail order brides are still a thing, but the regulatory environment has changed over the last decade. Sites like loveme.com are still very active. Wow. Is this dude William of Aquitaine? Holy crap, I like to see his face when the first time "it is not enough" comes up. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. And it's going to be like an Akash situation. He's going to do everything he can to save face. You know, he can't let it fail because it's going to prove all these other guys right. Reincarnated. Thanks, Mr. Pitt. It seems mail order brides went down when Passport Bros became more popular. Base says, ain't no way he did the "you are gay." Yeah, so that it goes just like Luke was saying. You know, that's what he's doing. You know what I think it is? If you've never directly experienced the dark side of women, you are simply naive. Yeah, he does seem pretty young, man. It's, you know, we can forgive him for that. Guaranteed limited physical access to women. And he's never in a dominant position when hanging out with them. He's a follower through and through.
What you want is what a man could do for you, and it's not supposed to be like that in a relationship. You could give this girl the most simplest 200 peso damn dinner, and they're in love with you.
Look, and I'm not saying this about all women in developing countries, but from what you're describing, it seems to me like you're just giving people in the Philippines a handout too. The only difference is that you can actually afford to give them what they ask for.
I will never be.
Well, if it's handouts everywhere, if it's handouts here and it's handouts there, then could you blame them for going to a market that works a little bit better for them? What the hell's the problem then, if that's the thing?
In a relationship with a man that have no money.
Oh yeah, it's this guy. Yeah, see, anytime the Passport Bros get dunked on, this guy is gonna get brought up, man. This was that disaster situation from a year ago. Hey, Financial Frontier USA, welcome in. Haters will simp. That's their angle to mate guard and gain access to box. They can't boss up, be a free agent, live according to their own beat. After this man's video, I still have my JUCO. Shout out to you, man. Welcome in. And thank you for that comment. Shout out to the free agents out there. Luke Nielsen, I mean, I feel like with this guy, someday this guy's going to find out that his girlfriend was or is a JUCO and he didn't realize it the whole time. You know, like that's the level of stuff that's going to happen. God forbid. God protect him. I want the best. I don't want anything bad to happen, you know, like to that level. But if you're going to be out here drinking this lemonade, you know, in this market, just, you know, be prepared for some of that. Luke Nielsen says, naive because he's never experienced nor ever paid attention to what happens around him. I'd never let that dude in a foxhole with me. No spatial awareness. Yeah, I could imagine, Luke, I could imagine you in a foxhole with this guy and he's got his cool guy voice going on while like the situation is like life or death. How about, you know, can we just throw the smoke grenade, dude? And you're gonna be like, oh God, I gotta carry this guy out of here.
In point. Which brings us back to how traditional values are tied to a lack of opportunities. And once people are granted access...
Traditional values are tied to a lack of opportunities. See, that I think if your version of traditional values is essentially romantic ethos hypergamy, then you're probably not going to respect traditional values much. You know, I wonder what this guy would think about the dowry system.
To those opportunities, they very, very quickly detraditionalize because honestly, the traditions are fucking dumb and stupid. The couple I just showed...
The traditions are dumb and stupid. Okay, man, I mean, this is straw man right here because this was on some weird stuff.
Our TikToker and self-proclaimed passport bro, Chad to Dad, and his Filipino now ex-wife. Chad to Dad recently had this to say about his impending divorce.
This was the Disneyland crash out.
Only took 2 years, literally to the day, December 27th.
And he brought her, you know, I don't know. But this guy was on some weird stuff too. I can't even remember. Something was going on with him. Is there a shield with his girlfriend's image on the wall? And every time they say just treat her with love and respect, yeah, you just gotta make her laugh sometimes. You just gotta sit there and dance just be a dance monkey. Just be a matador, bro. Just dance with the bulls, man. You're not gonna get gored. Just stay out there. Make that your full-time job. And every time they say just treat her with love and respect, we'll bring up a cautious chick, Aisha Curry, Sydney Sweeney, Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, or the hell was Will Smith's wife's name? Jada Pinkett. There's another one for you. And 75% of normal married men. Or Tom Brady's wife. Yeah, there's plenty of them. Oh gosh, we could sit there and think about it. Seems that simps are sometimes hard to point out. However, the dowry talk seems to reveal their true intentions. I wish this man the best. Yeah. Maybe he'll be lucky enough to just live in some kind of bubble forever and things just work out in a sort of Disney-esque fashion. Just alpha up, lead harder. She'll fall into her feminine and do whatever you want as she fills out the divorce. Yeah, exactly. Or, well, you should just, why didn't you just pay attention, bro? You should just be nicer. You should just made her laugh sometimes, bro. Then she wouldn't be filing the divorce papers on you. She wouldn't be alienating your child from you, bro. Like, if you just, communicated better, bro.
For my
just communicate bros. Oh my God.
Wife to become fully Americanized, hate everything about me and what I provide, and decide to leave. There's a lot to it, and I'm not going to go into it.
Proceeds to incoherently rant for 4 minutes.
When we got back from Orlando to St. Simons, Georgia, I was greeted with the announcement from Jayanne that she wanted a separation. And then I discovered through text that she had been discussing this with her family and making plans to also take the children. And I'm gonna go into my bunker. So I came downstairs in my nice 4-story mansion and just stayed by myself.
I don't know if 4-story mansion is the vibe I'm really getting here. Do you mean 4-story mansion as in 2-story house with an attic and basement? Do you mean 4-story mansion like you're lying? Do you mean 4-story mansion as in you have a total of 4 comic books in the house? Also, I love the way this man plugged this.
I came downstairs in my nice 4-story mansion.
Oh no, I just dropped my silver YouTube play button. Oh no, how am I ever gonna—
That's not a YouTube play button. That's a White Knight shield. It's a White Knight shield. Yep, Giselle Bundchen and Jada Pinkett too. If the best men can't please the women who have it all, how well are we gonna do? It wasn't enough for her to get the meal ticket. She wants the babies too. Yeah, I can't remember that story. I know the guy was a little weird too, but like it's become the sort of, just attack the whole Passport Bro. That thing kind of put a lot of shade on the Passport Bros movement when it happened.
Gonna fix my silver YouTube play button.
There was she came out and made videos and there was claims of abuse and stuff.
God, that was cringe. I'm honestly genuinely impressed how he kept it straight.
There's been a lot of cringe in this video.
Face the entire time. I'm not gonna go into the full details of what happened here, but if you are interested in the full story, Because I'm Missy has a really good video covering all the Chad Dad lore. But in essence, the final straw of the story was when Chad Dad was super disrespectful to his wife's parents when they were going to Disney.
The guy couldn't stand it. He was paying for her parents. He was paying for the whole family. Disney World ain't cheap. They were there for like 5-6 days. And he just probably got annoyed with all their crap. It had something to do with the food too. He didn't want to eat the food. I think I vaguely remember that, but like he just snapped, he was at Disney World for 5 days, man. And he was looking at Goofy and Mickey and he lost his damn mind for a second. And then that was it. He disrespected her parents and the divorce.
Including calling them slobs.
When we came back from one of the Disney World days, I called them slobs for leaving the food out.
Refusing to eat any of their cooking.
I did not eat the food that they cooked. It wasn't because I didn't like it, and it wasn't because I wasn't hungry. It's because I protested.
And literally saying F you to them.
I told Ate, F you too.
I think Ate, is Ate's sister?
When she said that I was being a bad host.
It's so nice that he comes onto TikTok to openly admit all of these things for a judge to see.
Different cultures get disrespected in different ways. So don't come at me for being a racist.
This isn't even just disrespectful in Filipino culture. This is just being a dick. And yet, Chad Dad complains that the divorce is happening because of Americanization.
It only took 2 years for my Filipino wife to become fully Americanized.
Bro, she did an American.
I can't remember. Was that the extent of it? He got pissed off at him once and didn't want to eat the food and was disrespectful.
Nice, you're just an asshole.
Jayanne is not Americanized in that she's...
Disney World can make a grown man snap. Hell yeah, it can. Oh my God. I've been to Disney World too. I was there for like 3 or 4 days with some buddies. But yeah, it can. It really can. I can only imagine, especially if you're there with like the whole family and some kids running around, and then it's like everything you got to do, and the you know, like 3 days will probably be tops. I know they're there for like a 5 days or so. It'd be tough. I do it for the family. I do it for the family. You know what I'm saying? But there's like when you're in Disney World and it's just Disney everything, like for a while, it can be a lot. It can be a lot.
Materialistic or even greedy. But she senses and she knows the support that she would get if...
I wonder what happened with this guy. Like, did they actually get divorced? I don't know if I've ever seen the follow-up.
What the is that supposed to mean? My guy. Chatty daddy. That argument does not sound as good as it did in your head. Damn. It sucks that my wife has divorced me because she felt safe enough to do it. And in all of these TikToks,
oh man, give it time. Give it time for this man.
At no point does he actually take accountability for his actions. He only talks about the money he provides, or how sad he is that this is happening to him, or how it's everybody's fault but his. Your wife isn't something that you can buy. Just because you have money doesn't entitle you to a relationship.
She should have some money too, by the way.
No dowry. It's my right.
You should be asking yourself questions like, are you fun to be around as a person? Or are you just a good person? And apparently the answer is no.
I told Ate, you too.
And it kind of just brings us all back to the reason why I just don't vibe with the passport bro community. In my mind, their entire premise is I'm not able to meet the standards that I think there are in the West. So I'm gonna go to another country to not actually have to work on myself or change my attitude about dating. It's the path of least resistance, and I frankly just don't respect that. Also, it apparently doesn't even work. How about if you have trouble dating, maybe try self-improvement and actually
self-improvement, do better.
Take time to work on yourself as a person. Do you think that women only want men with
move or improve?
muscles? Okay, go to the gym. Do you think
okay,
women only want men with money? All right, then go network, find a higher paying job.
By the way, this is just to get the chick. This is just the front end stuff. Thank you for all the front end advice. Thank you for the front end stuff. As if we didn't figure that out.
Make more money. Or, and here's an even better idea, realize that the things I had just listed are
make more money.
Completely false. And the vast majority of people out there don't actually value those things as much as you think they do. And that your problems with dating are literally all in your head.
It's just your attitude, bro.
Because you're trying to find a normal and well-adjusted human being without yourself being a normal and well-adjusted human being. I don't know. Just a thought.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Give it time.
If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. My Adderall is starting to wear off, so I'm gonna like wrap this up now. But I hope that all of you
wife isn't something you can buy, yet they require a whole bunch of money up front before you marry him. Okay, bro. Ah, yes, he wasn't entertaining enough, so it's okay to take his children and dip. Exactly. This dude thinks too highly of himself for sure.
Have a wonderful rest of your lunch break, and I will see you in the next.
Just be yourself. Interestingly enough, I don't think being a passport bro would the woman ever come with the dowry, but I bet if women did come with dowries, marriages might last longer. Well, I would say this, if both people contributed something to a marriage, I think they would both have more respect for the marriage. He beat that straw man to death. He sure did. All right, well, the people loved it. Petition to call us his fans planets or plants. As someone from the Philippines, women here are everything but quiet. So he was disrespectful, then was shocked that he who claims is a traditional woman from a culture that is big on showing respect for parents not happy. The guy, it sounds like the guy had like a couple of bad days or one bad days, and then it's like that was enough to throw it away. If they're traditional, then, but it's like, you know, are they that quick to get divorced over there? He needs to get through his thick skull that she hasn't been Americanized. She's just done with this BS. The fact that the guy called his now ex-wife my Filipino wife instead of my wife or her name just shows everything you need to know about how he treated and viewed her. No surprise she left him. That guy who claimed Filipino girls are quiet is probably the least true statement ever. Yeah, there are quiet Filipinas like me, but most I know are very extroverted and loud in a good way because our culture kind of encourages connection with other people. When she likes stuff that isn't cheap, she's materialistic and greedy. When he likes to talk about his 4-story house, he isn't being materialistic. That's a good point. Dude, maybe that guy from New York thinks Filipino women are quiet because none of them want to talk to him. Only person I have seen say happy wife, happy life is usually my middle-aged coworker who makes jokes about how much he hates his wife every day. These dudes say they want a traditional relationship and then get mad that women just want handouts. Like, dude, that is a traditional relationship. See that? This guy doesn't know about dowry. You make money, so you're going to be the one buying her things. See, this is just romantic ethos stuff. I want my women to stay home, have kids, cook me food, clean the house, do everything for me, but God forbid she asks me for a new pair of shoes. All right, well, interesting there. Let's see what some comments are saying. Just be a Chad like Tom Brady. Surely she'll stay with someone. Yeah, and if that doesn't work, then just be cool, man. Just be cool, bro. Everything's cool. Surely she'll stay with someone that has worked on himself and attained greatness. Oh, wait. Interestingly, Dave Chappelle always talks about his Filipino wife. Sounds like a Passport Bro situation. Yeah, that's right. I do remember that about him. Okay, let's see. Almost to the 2-hour mark. We'll probably watch like one more. I wanted to watch this one, but honestly, I think it's just going to be more of the same. And maybe we did actually kind of. This one had some interesting comments. And it was talking about like, my dad was a passport bro, suckered my neurodivergent Filipino mom into a visa contract and knocked her up to get another indentured servant out of, only to run away to Thailand after getting divorced and unable to gaslight me into continuing to entertain his delusions of grandeur about my mom being evil and the world ending. I wish my mom didn't have to go through that, even if it would mean me not being born. At least she would have maybe lived a happier life and her family than being stuck here in the U.S. with me. Well, damn. That's unfortunate. Let's see. This is the video Michael Sayan sent. Might be interesting. 10 brutal reasons men won't approach women anymore. Let me put a poll up. We'll see what you guys... Damn, how the hell... Oh. Start a poll. Let's see. Which video next? Question mark. Hope everybody's having a great weekend so far, by the way. And are going to have a fantastic day off tomorrow if you're not working. Let's see. Passport Bro video with this lady, or why men aren't approaching video. Okay, start poll. There we go. You guys just don't get it. Tom Brady just wasn't trying hard enough to be the best. Yeah, he just wasn't gaming her hard enough. Unfortunately, he spent too much time staying gaming out on the field, of his actual job, and he wasn't gaming his wife enough. That's what he just needed to game her more. Watching how many upvoted that video, our family laws are not bad enough to educate, I guess. Yeah, it's not looking good, man. Base says, how is that there's always a story about some cruel, evil man trapping a woman, though? Yeah, I think that features its way into a lot of these videos. How is Skeletor getting all these cheeks? Exactly. Good question. How are all these women getting suckered into being with these Skeletor type guys, despite all the fairy tales and stuff that we, all the lessons and all the moral stories we come up with to help people avoid that very thing. Hope you're having a good one too, Shah. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm just grateful. I had a very busy week with work. It's been pretty busy there. But that's okay. I have a busy 3 days coming up too for work, but that's not a big deal. I'm just happy I get Thursday and Friday off, which is nice. So that'll be pretty cool. No big plans over here, which I'm totally good with. I really don't actually want to do much for Thanksgiving this year. I kind of just want to Scrooge McDuck it, except without the money bank that I can swim in, unfortunately. That's missing, but the rest of it, thank you for that. That's what they're told by the baby mama. May or may not be true. Yeah. Looks like we got 78% so far for Michael Sayan's video. I'll give it a couple more minutes here. Video does look pretty good. And it'll be something to kind of, be different from what we were just watching. I feel like it probably won't be a nails on chalkboard video, so that'll be kind of cool. We'll watch this one, and maybe we'll call it after the second video. Just hang out for a bit. This guy's got only 1,150 subscribers, so it's from a small channel, but it has 51,000 views, so it could be good. Shah, what do you do for work now? Well, my friend, I left the freelance life, and I'm back as a bureaucrat again, man. They pulled me back in. It's not exactly child support, but it's peripheral to that. I would say exactly, man. I just, I don't know. I probably shouldn't, but it's basically bureaucrat stuff. So, yeah. They pulled me back in, man. There's a mirror somewhere looking back at me, asking me what happened. I'm wondering when this guy is going to make a similar video for Passport Sisters. Give it time. I took the next week off. Man, nice, bro. Yeah, see, shout out to you, bro. That's worth it. 3 days of vacation and just take the whole week off. Going to go to Gobbletown. Gobbletown's a funny name. Oof, sorry for you. This is Shah. That's rough. No worries, man. I appreciate you. It's all good though, man. It's a big, beautiful world out there, We don't stop out here. We don't stop. Welcome back. Thank you, Orem. Video was good though. If these are the best arguments they have in the video voted that well, it shows they really have none. Yeah, I'm glad to see that comment from you, Klaus. Sometimes we watch the nails on chalkboard videos over here, but there's always a good reason to do it, just to see what they're saying. And hey, maybe they make some good points and we're like, yeah, some of that's good. I do try to be charitable where I can. This guy just kind of came in a little too slanted, I would say. Like, yeah, some of the stuff with Passport Bros is a little unsavory. I get it. There's some embarrassing cringe stuff there, but your soul looks crushed when you say bureaucrat job. Hope you can make a living in YouTube someday. Thank you, man. That would be a dream come true. That would be a dream come true. My plan was to do a second push on YouTube after January. So basically, like, I'm on probation at this because I'm newer here, so it's like the first 6 months, like, you got to be really careful. So I just kind of been focusing on that a lot, So I'm 4 months in now. I just passed that, and another couple months to go, and then I want my mind to kind of just focus on YouTube again, and just be able to just kind of have that, doing what it's doing. I'll be fully trained up. It's got a lot of stuff. There's a lot of layers to the job. Is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. But it's something that, like, once you learn it, which takes like a year, really, but it'll be good to not be on probation. And then my plan is to just go hard at YouTube again and give it another good push, So thank you for that, UserTube. I appreciate that. The grind never ends, bro. It doesn't. And that's the thing with me too, man. I just tried to make the responsible decision. I was like, it's weird. It's like my brain goes through these things. It's like, I don't have kids or a family. Why do I need to work that much? And then, like, my brain folds over into itself, and it's like, oh, well, you don't have kids or a family. You may as well just be working all the time. Why not? Just keep doing it. I don't know. So I was just trying to be responsible. You know what I mean? So here we are. But yeah, it's all good. God help us to give us meaningful things to grind for. I think that's the most important thing. If you can have some good stuff in your life to work hard for, then that's a blessing. Interesting on your job. Does this YouTube channel make things difficult for work? Well, that's, I don't know, man, because I haven't had to deal with it, and hopefully I won't have to. But we'll see. You know, if I ever got let go because of this channel, that would suck, but I would just take that as a sign from God and just be like, that was probably for the best. Benefit of not having, to care for any small humans. I do have Mimi though, but she's pretty chill. So I'd figure that out. You should go on Raymond to get more exposure. I have been on a show once, man. We had a lot of fun. Actually, twice. Someday, man. Someday I'll fly over there, and then I'm going to pick Raymond up in my rental car, and then we're going to go to a steak place. And it's going to be pretty good. Though Raymond will probably suggest we just barbecue steaks at his place. That'd be my guess for how that goes. You got to build that dowry for a future daughter, man. Absolutely. Bro, if I ever had a daughter, from day one, I would be saving. There would be no discussion about that. It would be automatic. Like it would just organically be happening just like that. All of us over here at Child Support throw rotten fruit at the big screen when we watch him. Really? That'd be hilarious. If the people at the Child Support office were watching me on the channel and they're just like, F this guy. I kid. Shout out to the folks at the Child Support. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but they're just people working in a program, and a lot of them have kids too, and they're just trying to do what they're doing. I've seen so many people at the Child Support office deal with the child support system themselves. Like, imagine working at Child Support and then dealing with child support. The only benefit to that is at least you know what's going to happen, so it's not like a shock, To be honest, after going MGTOW, I made my work-life balance a priority. I'm not working too much time and enjoy life. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'm just looking at the future. And I'm just like, I'd like to be very better positioned and just save as much as I can and maybe go for the pension or something like that. I don't know. Life is not, it's becoming tougher. Cost of living is higher, food's higher. I'm okay, but when I just think about the future and what it's possibly going to look like, I'm just like, yeah, I may as just work and just squirrel away. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Maybe someday, I can get to a point when I'm an old man Shah, and I'm still making YouTube videos, and I can be on retirement or something, traveling around. We'll see what happens. 75% of you guys voted for the Michael Sayin video, why men aren't approaching anymore. All right, yeah, we'll watch that one. I could see Shah say, when someone complains about child support, did she bring a dowry? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no dowry. Well, yeah. It was your right, man.
No dowry. It's my right.
Well, you should have took advantage of that. There should be a Department of Dowry Support. Man, I would love that. I would love if the dowry became an institution recognized by law once again. That would be fantastic, man. I'll never, we're going to keep pushing, man. We're going to keep pushing. You got to stack the paper for retirement, dowry, etc. Look ahead to the horizon. Keep on the grind, but don't forget to smell the flowers on the way. Absolutely, man. Thank you for that message. Yeah, that's really it. Life's beautiful in a way. So it's just, whatever happens, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to do the responsible thing. I got high cholesterol, by the way. So went to the doctors, and I kind of knew I had high cholesterol because I eat a lot of meat. But this time it was higher than, it was a higher high. It was like Bitcoin on a good day. So whatever though, that'll be fine. I want to die with $100 in my account. Man, yeah, that's well, if you die with $100 in your account, then that means that you planned it pretty well. I'll say. Because you hit right on that line where you got to use everything. I'm just now working on my YouTube channel. I retire in 4 years. Man, I love that for you, bro. Honestly, I do. I love that for you, man. And I really hope that like you enjoy retirement life and you do all kinds of fun projects and go traveling around and have like the coolest gaming setup ever, because I know how much you love gaming. Bro, that's going to make me happy. That'll be an inspiration. And I know you've worked hard, man. You've worked hard and diligently. Way different niche than yours, though. I'm a musician. Hey, well, feel free to share your channel in the chat or in the Discord anytime you want, man. Dowry by law, maybe post-collapse reset. Yeah. Even with the fasting. All right, well, guys, let's go and just watch this one here. How about that? So it's from Psych Ledger. 10 brutal reasons why men won't approach women anymore. So we had some interesting comments here. Michael Sayin sent this to me via email. So let's see what's going on.
After watching this, you'll understand why the dating market has completely collapsed. And most people think men stopped approaching women because they're weak, afraid, or lazy. And that's what
that guy in that last video probably thought that.
Women tell themselves to avoid the uncomfortable truth. But I'm going to show you.
So we got some interesting graphics in here, possibly AI made. Almost reminds me of like something like The Corpse Bride or something, which I have on DVD, which also mentions the dowry.
What's actually happening.
Which is where this came from.
Oh, dowry, it's my right.
And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Men haven't stopped approaching because they lack courage. They stopped because they did a cost-benefit.
You know what? Let me ask this in a poll here. Do you still approach women? I'm thinking probably good half of the folks watching this probably do. Just keep it yes or no. I don't know. I'm just curious. Damn it. I missed a good opportunity to put a third one in there that says women approach me, but it's all right. I just keep it simple like that. Sounds like an AI voice too. Oh, I watched this. Love the AI. Okay, yeah. Maybe it is an AI voice. You're probably right, man. Okay, yeah, there's Orum's channel. Guys, if you're interested in a music YouTube channel, I believe, please give Orum some support there. Glad to see you doing some YouTube stuff, Orum, man. I love seeing that creativity there. The Jax Ali, the younger generation lacks social skills. Main reason they don't approach women. Hey, welcome in, Jax. I think it's my first time seeing you. I do, but not any sort of goal. You mean just as far as approaching women? Just for the hell of it, like just striking up conversations? You have to approach unless you're Giga Chad. You know what? One cool thing is that, so John from It's Complicated met up with Matt Cross. He's a pickup artist. I love Matt Cross. I like his channel, 33 Secrets. And I can't wait to react to their discussion because Matt's on the pickup artist side of things, but he's very knowledgeable about Red Pill. And, you know, John's seeing this from a lot different angle, mover, improve, and all that kind of stuff. And so when we react to their discussion that's going to be on Matt's channel, the 33 Secrets, I think we're going to have a lot of fun just seeing kind of, you know, it'll kind of touch some of this too, I think. I don't know exactly what the discussion topics were, but I think they kind of covered a lot of stuff, so it should be fun. We're at about 50-50 right on that poll. 56% say no, so it's about half. We'll leave it up there a little bit more. There are several channels doing exactly this sort of thing, even the same narrative. Some good content, but repetitive. Yeah, I gotta be honest, like, if it's full AI, I get a little skeptical about it. Like, I hope it's real. Like, I am a guy who wants to hear a real story from real people, at least when it comes to this kind of stuff. But I hope it's not just like slop that takes other people's content and tries to like make a video that's like it. But we'll do our best to see if the AI is relatable or not. And if it sucks, we'll just stop watching it. Sorry, I forgot to drink water. Oh, man, that's good. All right. Some sweet, sweet water. I love John from It's Complicated. He's got some great conversation starting questions. He does. He does. That's why I'm really excited for that interview. It's going to be great. I wouldn't do it, but I know I don't count. Well, thank you. Thank you, Oikophobic. I have no problem with AI. If it's in addition to human creativity. Yeah, I like that as a rule. If it's just like AI by itself, I don't know, man. I just am biased against that. But if it's like an assistant for human creativity, I'm all with that. I'm gonna end the poll. 56% say no. About 50-50. Okay. All right, let's see.
Fit analysis, and the math doesn't work anymore. The risk is catastrophic, the reward is minimal, and the entire system is rigged against them from the start. You're not crazy for noticing this, you're just awake. Here's a simple test that proves my point. Go to
Kind of reminds me of Sweeney Todd and the Demon Barber of Fleet Street with Johnny Depp, which is a good movie. I actually have him on my shelf right here. That's Sweeney Todd right there. That's Johnny Depp. I wish I could have got a Pirates of the Caribbean one, but by the time I started getting into 1/6 action figures, that figure had like already gone way up in cost.
any public space and watch interactions between men and women, and notice something. Men don't make eye contact, they don't smile, they don't initiate, they walk past attractive women like they're invisible.
It seems a little like maybe embellished. I mean, is it really that bad out there? I don't know. I don't think it's that bad.
This isn't accidental, it's strategic survival. Your grandfather could approach a woman at a coffee shop, get rejected politely, and move on with his day. But
I wonder if that's true. What if that lady was just like, I don't know. I love the AI stuff. You have to remember it's a tool enhancement. These are things that can't be replaced. Sorry if it's AI by itself. It's all right, Michael. If we're not feeling it, we'll just go to the next video. Don't worry. You can actually request that art style through Sora. Yeah, it looks like a Tim Burton kind of thing.
Try that today. You risk being filmed, posted online, called a creep, and having your life destroyed by lunch. The game changed, and smart men adapted by not playing. Let me break down what's happening in a man's brain when he considers approaching a woman today.
Okay, this is a big promise coming from this guy. Let's see what he's got to say.
Because he's running a threat assessment that would make a Navy SEAL proud, and every variable screams danger. First, there's the immediate social risk where she could react with visible disgust, loud rejection, or public humiliation, and her friends will back her up regardless of how respectful you were.
Okay, rejection. The worst she could say is no. But then it's worse than that.
Every woman nearby will assume you're a predator, and you're guilty until proven innocent. Except there's no way to prove innocence.
There's a little woe is me here. So a little woe is me, man. You can actually, I think most people don't know that women are still gonna nice saying no. A lady really ain't gonna whip out a phone to slay you on TikTok. Yeah, I think it's a little over the top, this video. Maybe it'll be a good discussion starter. We'll give it a chance. There's supposed to be 10 reasons. It's just a little extra. The AI stuff, man, I wish my clock said lunch. It'd be the only way I'd remember. This is some animated Tim Burton stuff, yeah. Well, in my youth, there were terrible women too. It just wasn't the norm. Yeah, I don't know if it's that bad.
I watched a guy at a bar last weekend approach a woman respectfully, introduced himself, made small talk, and she wasn't interested, which is fine, but she didn't just say no, she said it loud enough for everyone to hear.
Maybe the guy just kept doing it, and he just didn't take the hint, I guess. That's all part of the game. Corpse Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, exactly.
A face like he'd spit on her, then immediately told her friends he was creepy. He did nothing wrong.
You know what I mean? It sounds a little extra. Let's see what the comments say. I'm sorry, man. 51,000 views. It makes me want to give it a chance. Damn. Makes me want to watch Dr. Todd Grande. All right, let's give it a little bit more. We'll give it a little bit more.
Nothing that would have been considered inappropriate in any previous generation, but in 30 seconds his reputation in that venue was destroyed, and every woman in that bar now thinks he's a predator because one woman decided his interest was offensive. Then there's the digital risk that hangs over every interaction like a guillotine. 1 in 3 women will film interactions they don't like and post them online.
I was just thinking, what if a guy did the opposite? Like, say he tries to beat her to the accusation, and like a woman walks past you in a bar, and you're just like, oh my God, stop hitting on me. It's okay, please. I don't want to be hit on by you. Please stop harassing me. And she's like, what? Put it on 1.5. Oh God. All right. Where the hell's the playback speed? I don't oft use this. 1.5. That first comment was about a dude's high school crush dying of COVID. These better not be AI comments also.
You don't even need to do anything wrong. She just needs to feel uncomfortable, which is entirely subjective and changes based on whether she finds you attractive. Same approach, different results depending on factors you can't control. Your height,
all right, man,
your
get to
face,
the next
your status,
reason.
Things you were born with or without. And that's what determines whether you're confident or creepy, charming or threatening. A client of mine, successful engineer, good guy, respectful, approached
this dude has clients?
A woman at a bookstore with a polite introduction, took the rejection gracefully when she wasn't interested, and thought nothing more of it. She filmed the entire thing, edited out his polite behavior, posted it on TikTok with, "Why do men think they can just talk to us?" And it got 400,000
That's possible. You know, that's possible. Stuff like that can happen.
views. His face was visible, completely clear. His co-worker saw it. People he did business with saw it. And HR called him in for a conversation about his behavior outside of work. He did absolutely nothing wrong, but his career was damaged, his reputation was questioned, and his life was complicated because one woman decided to weaponize a normal social...
Dart Shapiro told us about a nightmare HR story that happened to his coworker. This does kind of have a woe is me sort of feel. Yeah, it kind of puts me off a bit, but whatever. We're giving it a shot. But yeah, I agree with you. I've been in the bar with ladies minding my own business, and the ladies will turn to me and talk shit about the guys coming up to them. I've seen it with my own two eyes. It's so regrettable. It's regrettable. It's really regrettable. It really, really is regrettable. Sorry, I'm not laughing at that. It reminded me of an IG clip that I saw. There's this guy named Javarian Jarvel. Jarvel, and let me see if I can find him. The hell out of my damn what? Davarion. And he had a funny reel about how job interviewers play you, basically. It was so funny. Right here, this one. How jobs be lying right to your face. Okay. 1 second. All right, check this out.
As leader, we actually got the problem done, and I made everything happen by just the idea that I came up with myself. See, I knew you were a leader. I could see it in you. Knew you were a leader. Yeah, I'm a leader.
Okay, he's interviewing, and the interview's going well.
I'm a leader. I can't lie. I'm impressed by everything I heard today. Every answer you said was the perfect answer. Yeah, we need someone like you on the team. We really do. So what you thinking about your starting pay? It's whatever you want it to be. 125? 125. With this resume, that's very doable. That is very doable. Okay? Okay, yeah. I might be able to get you 150. Okay, so when you think you want to start? Yeah. Nope, I can start. I can start tomorrow. I can start tomorrow. No, okay, not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. How about Monday? Okay, all right, Monday it is. After I call HR and get everything sorted and figured out, we'll give you a call, let you know it's confirmed. And when it's confirmed, you come in on Monday. You look right there on that paper. My phone number's right there at the top. Right there, there. It's at the top right there. See you then.
This is what it's like after what Luke Nielsen's talking about at the bar.
Never find nobody. He asked me how much I wanted to make. I said 125. Come on, man. I'm gonna be there Monday. Start Monday. Come on, man. They said they're gonna call me with the...
Sorry, I just had to share that. I just thought that was so funny. Your comment reminded me of that. You know, just playing people. I thought the video brought a good point. Men are afraid to ask a woman out. I thought it might be worth discussing. No, yeah, I mean, listen, I think it's great jumping off points for discussion. It's all right, you know, don't worry. We're just having fun. Dude must have worked super hard on these to get the spelling right. Well, bro shat where he ate. Never approach women in places you typically go, assuming bro went to the bookstore often. Well, I mean, you know, I can get what you're saying. I keep the AI spelling wrong because I think it's funny.
Interaction for internet clout. Let's talk about the actual math, because numbers don't lie, even when everyone else does. The average man needs to approach approximately 20 to 30 women to get one phone number, and of those numbers, maybe 20% turn into actual dates,
Yeah,
which
I
means
mean,
that's 100 to 150 approaches for a single date, and this assumes you're average looking with decent social skills.
It's a little woe is me. It's a little woe is me. I mean, 150, yeah. If you include dating app swipes and stuff, it could be a lot. But yeah, it sucks. Basically, I mean, a lot of this video is that it sucks for a lot of reasons. So let's just see the comments. Many years ago, there was a girl I liked in high school. Okay. We were friends for a while, and when the time came, I tried to tell her how I felt. Her response, "Excuse me? You think you have a chance with me? People with autism and ADHD like you don't deserve love." Damn, that's mean. When she told me that, it caused me to develop an unconditional hatred and rejection of normal people. A few years later, when the pandemic hit, I was told she contracted COVID and passed away. My God, what the hell kind of comment is this? Is this as real or fake as the video? In that moment, I was glad she was gone. A feeling I would come to regret, because I realized that celebrating someone's passing, no matter how much that person hurt me, would make me no better than them. Damn, this comment was crazy. Like, this was like the biggest up and down comment. Like, I think this comment was like, had more story in it than this entire video, or as much as we watched. My God. I don't want to meet anyone. I don't care anymore. I love being alone. It's cozy and comfortable. Shout out to this guy. It's not worth approaching or dating anyone. They will try to ruin your life for sport. Man, yeah, it's a lot of tough comments here. A lot of tough comments here. Damn. Women stopped being hard to get and became difficult to want. I stopped approaching 5 years ago when I was accused of sexual harassment for flirting and asking a woman out. You know, one thing that a male space talks about is like how many marriages actually happen from like cold approaches. I think he has like some tweets on this, but it's something interesting to think about. Like when people cold approach, how many of that actually like let's say they do that and they exchange numbers. How many times does that actually translate into marriage? And when it comes to people who are married, how did they meet? Was it through cold approach, or was it through some sort of warm lead, like, you know, through a friend or something like that, or through work? Was it through online dating? Because to be honest, like, I don't know, you know, how worth it is cold approach anyways, as far as like a long-term deal goes? Maybe to some extent, but I wish we had real numbers on that, you know? Which would be hard to get. How are we going to get those? It took me 25 years, but I eventually worked out that my father's advice, "They're all effed in the head," was 100% accurate. Damn, there are some dark times in these comments in this video. They are like trying to pet a rattlesnake. Now add to that divorce. 4 dating apps, 5 years, 8 matches, 3 instant unmatched, 2 replies, 1 person willing, 0 success. Dating women today is pure insanity. I'm glad I'm old and not worried about a relationship. Shout out to M. Jones. That's like Timmy Kramer. The only reason they're not worth it anymore, no value. The sad thing about this video is women who watch it will be in great denial that this is even happening. I don't think a woman would watch more than like 40 seconds of that. The bottom line is they've been told to despise and hate us. Yeah, a little sad. A little bit of a sad video. Hey, here's a male space right here. The bot's sexual marketplace. Could almost watch that. Well, the other video that we had was this Pearl video, or we got this video. We could do another nails on chalkboard. As far as the passport bro stuff goes. X equals root 5. I doubt a date is going to require you know that. A guy with these statistics probably should look into the PUA stuff. Yeah. Pickup artistry would probably help this guy. Like, these are people that have trouble with the front end. You know what I mean? Hey, Labert, man, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that, bro. $5. 999 no's to get one yes for a date. 999 dates to get a yes for a relationship. Coin flip chance if that relationship makes it to marriage. Yeah. and then you got a whole new set of problems once that happens. Thank you for the $5, man. I appreciate that. Guys, what's a pack of smokes go for now? Not that I'm going to pick up smoking or anything, but I remember, like, I just suddenly wonder how much a pack of Marlboros go for. How much does a pack of smokes go for now? Damn, a cigar would be nice right now. Damn. About $8 on average, but this can vary significantly by state and brand. $6.11 in places like Missouri, $11.50 in places like New York. $13 per pack in New York City. Oh, how about that? I don't know why. I just suddenly thought about that. Thank you again for that super chat, man. I really appreciate that. The question is it worth the effort? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, it's just probably all going to be short-term stuff if that's what you're after, you know. Found the central important question. Well, the woman determines if it's worth the effort, really. From base there, it's definitely an individual answer, but mine is absolutely no, it's not worth it. Luke, what would you say for like young folks, like people who don't have kids? Would you say all the turmoil and let's say if it goes bad, do you still think it's worth it for guys to see? Now this kind of sounds like the TradCon angle. Just man up and marry. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I tend to look at people with kids and I'm like, it's once they're already past all that stuff, but it's like so bad. Like it's not to minimize that because I know what those guys went through is so horrible. You know what I mean? Kids or no kids, but I don't know. I just wonder because when I worked at child support, I always told myself, well, you know, guess you're just gonna have to walk through the fire one day, and you know, just see how badly you get burnt. I don't know. I could get a date. I just prefer video games. Or I mean, you're kind of on the other side of that too, right? Because I mean, I think you have 2 or 3 kids at this point. And they're older now, you know, so it's like at this point, it's just like, you know, is it really that big a deal? Maybe not as much. I think for younger folks, though, that haven't experienced that, they're just like, well, I guess I'm just going to take a bullet, you know what I mean? On this and see how bad it is. Pretty bad. It's going to be pretty bad. Way higher price in Cali. Probably more like 15 here. Damn, 15 for a pack of smokes. Yeah, I'd probably quit smoking. I mean, if I did smoke cigarettes and then suddenly it was 15, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not anymore. Hit us with the nails, brother. All right, let's do it, bro. Let's watch the other Passport Bro video. We'll save the Pearl one for another one. A kid is worth a divorce. Love my kids. That's what I think too. I mean, at least it seems that way from whoever I've talked to. So it's like, you know, I get it. Family and children, posterity is a great blessing, but the real answer is that it depends. Are you willing to roll the dice? Are you willing to risk losing the kid? See, that's the part. That's the part my buddy's going through this right now. I'm telling you, man, this friend of mine, I've been just trying to talk to him so he doesn't feel so alone, you know, but he's going through it bad, man. His wife has made some or ex-wife, whatever, has made some heinous accusations. And it's really sad. And like the mom is like very much alienating the child from the dad, which is like the biggest heartbreak part of it all, you know. That part is just ridiculous, you know. So sad. It's so sad. I agree 100%, sir. And I say that as a childless man, LOL. I know 2 people personally where the kids have been alienated and the guys are dying inside. Yeah, see, and that sounds like something that could be even worse than death. And it's like, God forbid, by the time they finally maybe do reunite, you know, how many years will have passed by? How much damage will have been done? But that's the tough part, you know. You never really lose the kids. They may stop talking to you because of the lies, but they're still yours. Yeah, I'd like to think in a situation like that, once enough time goes by, then eventually they'll reach out again or something. But it's like, how long do you gotta wait? Wait for them to get life experience, and then, then they finally figure it out. Wait a minute, there's just something that wasn't right about this. Let me reach out to dad again. That damn, it's a tragedy, You're right about that. I have a coworker who managed to pull the kids on her side. He barely can talk to them. That's the worst part, bro, is like when the parents are sitting here trying to convince the kids that like one parent's bad. It's just sad as hell, man. Having kids and then losing them is worse than never having them at all. Damn. Yeah, man. Yeah, see, that's something I think most people probably can't understand. I can't understand it. I mean, I've seen stuff, but I'm sure it's terrible. I'm with Luke. Dang, Michael saying too, huh? My oldest won't talk to me and she's 29. Not because of my ex, but because she's a liberal commie. I'm not laughing at that. It's just, that's not what I expected to hear. I'm sorry. Well, at least it wasn't like a parental alienation thing. It was just a political alienation. I don't know what you'd even call that. All right, guys, we'll see how long we can take of this other one here. This one got 33,000 views. This is from 3 months ago. So let's see what she's got to say about it. Maybe she'll, give us some something there. This will probably be the last video for the night.
The passport bro movement. Somewhere we're apparently at in 2025. Is it love? Or is it just...
Okay, is that English or is that Australian?
A frequent flyer program for fragile egos. Let's dig into it.
Pattaya is just for perverted old men who want a girlfriend 40 years younger than them.
There are so many creepy old men in Thailand.
I take 24 ladies. Thai lady can go...
Oh, there you go.
...with the most ugly man. She's walking with him, she'll laugh at everything he says. The English girl would say, "Get away from me, old man."
I heard people come here to find their wives.
Yeah, after people do that are probably losers, to be honest.
We're probably just gonna see like the worst of the worst. Bunch of drunk people. It's worth laughing at. I do. I'm sorry, man. Just liberal commie just sent me just out of here, man. I was just like, oh god. It was just funny. Nose ring alert. British. She's Australian.
Passport bros, aka the men that treat dating like a clearance sale, convinced the perfect woman is always in a country where the exchange rates are the best thing about him. While most travelers come home with like memories.
If they're such losers, man, I got a freaking mosquito in here. If they're such losers, like why do people care this much about what the passport bros are doing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What do you got against them? Like, it's like they're taking advantage of the arbitrage or whatever the hell, I don't even know what you'd call it, but going from one market to another where it's supposedly easier. And it's like if somebody wins or if somebody gains, even if somebody gains something small, like people got to be pissed off about it. You know what I mean? Because somebody got a deal that they were, liked and said it was better. She may be, but that guy was British. Oh, to the single women who alienate the children from you, are using the children to punish you for your behavior in the marriage and the cost of divorce. Yeah, it's just a dirty game.
Or souvenirs. These guys come home convinced that they've cracked the code to dating by targeting women who believe that being with them is their best way out of an economic struggle. They do frame it as traditional values or finding real love, but the sales pitch always seems to involve choosing places where the currency exchange rate bumps them from a 3 to a 6. Translation, they can't compete when women have options, so they go to places where the choices and power are stacked in their favor. So today we're unpacking...
Okay, then so be it.
The passport bro phenomenon and the uncomfortable truth about why it's not just cringe, it's exploitation. So what exactly is
exploitation? Okay. I mean, is it exploitation? Shoot, how are they losers? They can afford to go to another country and get to screw pretty women. I think this is just jealousy. I don't know, man. It's just like if they're doing some type of sex tourism, something, maybe that's exploitation, but if it's just people going there and dating and they're getting more receptiveness from dating, like, is it exploitation? It'd be like that, or I've already accepted I'm going to lose my daughters if I have them. There's simply no way they're going to hit with, they're not going to get hit with massive brain rot living in LA. That's the tough part, man. I think that's a really challenging part about parenting these days. And it's not even so much like you and your wife could be on the same page, which is good. That's if you and your wife are on the same page, fantastic. But there's like competing with the internet. You know what I mean? Like there's like the Reddit hive mind that your kids are going to find out about someday. And, you know, it could very much like influence them. And it probably will, you know, I don't know. So there is that risk. There is that risk. It isn't easier if you understand there are only trade-offs. Shoot, how are they losers? They can afford to go to another country and screw. Oh yeah, I read that one. LL, exploitation goes two directions. Yeah, that's true. But this is crazy. How is a better life exploitation? As if these women don't want what's offered. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I just don't know how it's exploitation. Now, if there's like some actual like human trafficking going on or something crazy like that, that's a horrible thing. But if you go somewhere, if you have your remote job and you move to Brazil and then you start dating in Brazil and you like that better than what your dating experience was like in the US, is that exploitation? I mean, what do they want you to do? Just go to the US and say, well, too bad, just deal with your crap prospects here. I guess you better try harder, you know, but whatever. The guy's probably going to be like, you know what? I'll just live in Rio de Janeiro and my job's remote and whatever. Rent's cheap over here. Is it exploitation to find cheaper rent somewhere and pay the landlord less? Instead of just saying, oh, well, you should still live here and pay $3,500 a month in rent instead of paying $1,200 a month over here. You're exploiting this. I guess it's an exploit. Yes, I'm exploiting saving some money over here. It's all the same damn dating, frankly. Yeah, still worth it. Women are group thinkers and women want your children to side with them to get that emotional support and approval for the divorce. My opinion, I get along better with my first ex-wife than I do with our daughter. You can't predict these things. Yeah, I think you're right about that. When they get forcefully addicted to opiates and pimped off in their native country, it's much more humane. Oh, God. The nightmares of the world, man.
As a passport bro. In short, men usually from Western countries who proudly announce that they have opted out of their local dating scene in favor of traveling overseas to find women who are more traditional and submissive and feminine. AKA these women would be financially dependent on the aforementioned passport bro and wouldn't be able to freely leave like Western women can. But give it a few years and then...
How are they not able to freely leave? Are they married? Do they got different married life? She's going to be like, oh, well, because he started paying for her place. And now she can't leave him because he pays for her place. Go back to your parents' house. What the hell are you doing? The problem, again, is that there are dumpster people doing bad things that make others look bad. These people are mad about guys looking out for themselves and point to the bad behavior. Yeah, it's like a straw man. Just like, you guys mentioned earlier. I don't know how passport bros are receiving any criticism from women. These are the men you said you didn't want. Let them travel in peace. Exactly. Just got here. Yo, Dan the Man. Shout out to you, man. Great to see you. We just been chilling, man. Or I'm likely your child would likely feel the same about you and your wife if you were still married. So the divorce itself is demanding children to choose sides. Women can still be nice to you, but cause your children to hate you. Interesting.
Having a meltdown on TikTok disparaging the same women for becoming...
Man, they're going to show that same guy with the Disneyland and the Filipino wife. I'm just waiting to see him.
Too westernized and leaving the passport bros the second they're able to.
Well, it didn't take long.
Oh my God. I swear to God, I didn't watch this video. I did not watch this video. Maybe he was on the thumbnail. That was fast, though. That was fast.
2 years.
Dude, this happened probably like a year ago now. I mean, I made a video on this. So this video was made 3 months ago, and they're still farming this, whatever the hell this story is.
Literally to the day, December 27th, for my Filipino wife to become fully Americanized, hate everything about me and what I provide, and decide to leave.
Mind you, he is 33 years older than her, but more on that later. The term started
My
cropping
God,
up
I didn't know that.
online a lot in the late 2010s.
I mean, like, they found the one guy that's like the worst case. Given that we divorced 20 years ago, so I'm not sure. That's the key point. They told the men they didn't want them, but they don't want you to go somewhere else. Bro, yeah, exactly. I mean, okay, it's just, it's kind of insane when you think about it. Like, okay, I know there's passport bro guys that are probably bragging about it, and then maybe that gets on their nerves or whatever. But it is a real phenomena. It's a real phenomena that they go from there and they go to somewhere else, and like rent's cheaper, dating's cheaper, the food's better. And in their opinion, they're just having better experiences with women, you know? Klaus says, I'm glad to report that I can exploit my woman in my home country. She pays all the fancy dinners. She pays all the fancy dinners she wants to go with me. Man, I swear to God, your relationship is my favorite relationship. Out of all the relationships I know, I like yours the best. It includes a Porsche, fancy dinners, the Autobahn. Shout out to Klaus. Divorce is not natural, so divorce still causes people to choose sides. This is always an innocent and guilty party. There is always an innocent and guilty party in a divorce, always. No one out here telling the Suki to stay in their own town and settle with the men there. How powerful and independent to roll out to Miami to get run through, though. Yeah, it's they just want to be gynocentric. Same concept, tables turn, different response. My second ex-wife got us pizza today. Hard feelings take effort. Pizza sounds good. I still got to get I don't know if I'm going to do a separate pizza vlog, but I still got to get a pizza in honor of Trevor. I might just get a pizza and just put it in here in one of the streams and then eat the pizza. And then maybe I'll eat like a good 5 slices and you guys will see me just have like a carb out. My second ex-wife got us pizza today. Hard feelings take effort. It's actually easier to just give up and get along. Probably for the sake of the kids, maybe.
But then really took off with the manosphere social media boom. TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, and especially the r/passport bros Reddit forum, where you'll find a misogynistic cesspool of endless threads on which countries supposedly have the easiest women. Spoiler alert, it's never about...
Does misogynistic mean anything anymore? Or is that like another word that got done to death?
The food or culture. It is never actually about shared values or traditional relationships. And passport bros cop a lot of backlash in their home countries, usually Western countries, and also the countries that they visit. The locals there don't like them either because an increase in passport bros means an increase in sex tourism, which has...
Probably some locals don't like them. Other locals who sell ice cold water on a hot night probably love them.
A long list of negative consequences for everyone living there. Everything from the local community becoming dependent on sex work instead of the local industries, driving up the cost of living in tourist-heavy areas, revenue usually going to exploitative foreign-owned businesses or middlemen, an increase in human trafficking, an increase in child sex trafficking and coercion, much higher risk of abuse and violence, an increase in STIs, foreigners avoiding legal accountability, the rise in organized crime. The list really does go on forever. And this concept isn't actually new. Western men have been traveling overseas to find wives for decades. It just used to be called mail order brides, and there were literally listings for it in like the back of the newspaper or magazines. They do frame it as a...
Women used to go overseas too to find grooms. Because they like people being unhappy. That's why women kneecap each other and tell each other it's fine to be fat. They like shared misery. A lot of these Suki find pleasure in making sure men are and stay miserable. It is a personal insult if they somehow find some sort of happiness. Yeah, God forbid. If a man's happy, somebody's getting exploited somewhere. If a man is happy, someone must be getting taken advantage of. They can't just let it go. They're sociopaths. Yeah.
Lifestyle choice, like they're escaping Western toxic dating culture, but it overlaps heavily with online spaces.
I wonder if she would say Western dating culture is toxic or not.
just full of
Because
men
if it is, then can you blame them for going?
who hate women, bitter that women are no longer financially shackled to them and can now choose freely, angry about modern dating
If women can choose freely, why can't men just choose to be passport bros freely?
standards that they don't fit, and the awareness that they're losing in their dating marketplace at home. This is a map one guy from
Okay, yeah, so they're losing at home, they're going overseas. They don't want to pay extra.
Passport Bros made, showing what countries are the easiest and hardest to date in, which just happens to align with places where
Very easy to date. Okay, we got sub-Saharan Africa here. Some South America. Okay, here's, what is that, Indonesia? Interesting. Normal, possible to date, Mongolia. Hard to date, Turkey. Improbable to date, Egypt. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's, well, United States red, Australia red.
where financial power tilts heavily in their direction, go figure. Why large parts of Africa are not even on the map is telling. Honestly, the concept of passport bros is hilarious. Like, think about it. Proudly admitting that no woman in your entire country wants you, so you have to fly to the other side of the world to maybe find someone.
Well, it's not that no woman, it's just that the women that do want them, they just don't want to put up with whatever that woman wants. So they're like, the hell with it. I'm going to go over here.
Someone who will tolerate you for money is crazy work. All that instead of just going to therapy or developing social skills. Respect.
You could just go to therapy and everything will be fixed.
Women, God forbid. Now, to be fair,
You just got to respect women and go to therapy, guys. We figured it out.
Man that dates abroad is a predator, obviously. Some might genuinely be looking for love or cultural connection or a lifestyle that just isn't clicking with them at home. And one thing that basically everyone on every side of this argument can seem to agree on is that modern dating is fucked. The dating pool.
Okay, so if she agrees on that too, then like, could you blame these guys for going? Or is modern dating F because of men also? It's all men's fault, just from top to bottom. The graphs are BS. I can easily date in both Mongolia and Russia. Yeah, it sounds like it's just one guy's interpretation. I thought Brazil and Colombia were the golden standard for dating. The locals most definitely are mixed. These countries' incomes are typically largely built upon Western money and tourism. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of these places, like they want them to go there. You know, are people getting happy marriages out of it? I don't think so, but that's especially like, you know, just whatever the hell their local economy. Even if it is true that no women want them, why you got a dog on them for going elsewhere? Yeah, that's the crazy part. They just don't get it, you know? And then they wonder, why is modern dating so bad? In fact, I'd literally have people trying to get me hooked up with ladies. I could see that. Men need to step up is the next argument of hers. Yeah. Yep. Klaus, I mean, we already got therapy and being more respectful. If you're just more respectful. Not enough high value targets, I guess. You're correct, Klaus. Men don't get a choice, Shah. Only women get a choice because patriarchy. Yeah, there you go. Seems to me liberals are the ones who hate passport bros. I don't hear the church or TradCon saying anything bad about passport bros. That's an interesting point. I think you're right.
For heterosexuals, good luck to you all, is cooked. It's an absolute shit show. Men aren't happy, women aren't happy. You guys can't seem to see eye to eye on basically anything. And there is a very long list of good reasons.
Why aren't they happy? Tell us why they aren't happy. Why is modern dating bad? Tell us why modern dating is bad.
Why that is, which I spoke about in the video I did on situationships, if you're interested. So that
I'm thinking about going over there.
Element to this story is very real and is a struggle for a lot of people across the board. You know what, maybe some of these guys have lived overseas before and enjoyed it, or they're from a multicultural background. Maybe they just had bad luck dating locally and they think a change of scenery can help them. And in some cases, those relationships...
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Do work. Two adults meet, they connect, they build something real across cultures. That happens all the time. But here's the thing, the passport bro movement doesn't market itself as like cross-cultural romance, rooted in genuine feelings and a deep respect for each other. That's not what's happening here. The passport bro movement is built on number one, grievance, control, and it is hinging entirely on a power imbalance. Without that power imbalance, this doesn't work. So even if a few men are in it for the right reason, they are swimming in a sea of other men who just see women from other countries as an easier target. And I have a surprising amount of male viewers who watch these kinds of videos.
Okay, there's the pickup artist passport bros and she doesn't like him. I get it. The one thing I hate about the conversation around the passport bro situation is that women will never understand why a man chooses to go overseas and always choose the worst case example that rarely. Yeah, I think that's what it is. They just see kind of the unsavory stuff and it's just like, oh, the passport bros are all bad. They will never address the reasons why men are going overseas. You know, listen, I think there is an element of men going overseas to try to experience what the quote unquote Chad is experiencing here. So these women are out here all sleeping with the same guy. I hate to say it like that. Not everybody, but for the most part, because that's how you get the sort of dating app numbers that we see, right? There's a large contingent of guys being left out. And there's a lot of women that are all getting pumped and dumped by the same guys. And then guys from here that don't experience that, they want to go overseas and taste a little bit of that life, which I guess you can say, yeah, you can say that's bad. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, it's like women are also contributing to this problem. It's not like, you know, they're swiping on these same guys and they're sleeping with these same guys and they're participating in the same hookup modern dating culture that has made it so these passport bros go over there and then do the same modern hookup dating culture over there. It's all bad. It's just, you know, it's just strange. It's really strange. It's true. The only people who seem to dislike these guys are the bitter lefty men and women. It does seem that way. I don't know if there's conservatives out there that have mentioned anything about passport bros. I'm sure there's got to be some. I can't think of any now. It would force them to admit the uncomfortable truths about themselves in society. Yeah, very much. They do play a role in this. But what they'll say is like, oh, well, you know, because women have their own jobs now. They don't have to put up with you. They don't have to put up with the disrespect anymore. It's like, shut the hell up. Disrespect that, you know? I think the liberals and simps, feminist men, think all passport bros are predators and taking advantage and exploiting young, innocent women. Power imbalance, the Duluth power and control wheel. Yeah, I mean, and it's just, yeah, I mean, I think that it's just, that's pretty much what it is. God. And when are these same women going to go after the sugar babies and the sugar daddies? Why are they letting them get away with that? Can you guys make sugar babying illegal since you're so concerned about exploitation? Or is it empowering when they do it here, you know? I live in a tradcon family. The women in my family who are not married deep down hate passport bros. I guess, yeah, I could see that. Modern lefty women, you're such a loser. Stay that way. Exactly. We need to just let guys live their lives on their terms. Leave them alone. Very much so. Now, the conservatives hate passport bros as well. The feminists on the right see them as running away and not helping fix the country. Oh, yeah, I could see that. MGTOW. But what's crazy about that, Shah, is that women don't have to put up with men anymore. It's like, bruh, none of us were even alive during that time period. Yeah. Fantastic point. Exactly. They would just respect. Yeah, like we're not the guy in the 1950s movie smoking a cigar, like patting his assistant's ass in the office. Like, for the love of God, you know? And then the crazier part is those women will still seek out that specific guy to date. That's who they're all looking for on the dating app, by the way.
Videos that may piss men off a little bit, but they're able to understand that it doesn't apply to them, it's not about them, and they can healthily engage with the video for what it is, which in this case is a critique of this very specific breed of creepy old men who prey on women from overseas. Almost always younger women, almost always women in a precarious economic situation. So if you find yourself taking offense to what I'm pointing out here and having some big feelings about it, maybe look inwards, because this video might be a mirror for you. Okay, but we're going to pause the chaos for a second and talk about the sponsor of this video, Jackery. Jackery makes portable...
Jackery. Let's just go ahead and forward through that.
Switch over.
Jackery.
By their own definition would be gold in the West. And in the same breath, they will say they hate gold diggers. They're adamant that they hate gold diggers in the West, while actively seeking out relationships that by their own definition would be gold digging. The only difference is instead of them wanting...
That part is interesting to me. And we were talking about that earlier, where it's like, especially if they get the only benefit is if the laws over there are different. But if you're going to passport bro and then bring her back here and, you know, she has nothing, comes from a family with nothing, it's like, that's a hypergamous deal. So if their version of traditional is like tradcon traditional, it's still a bad deal.
Like maybe a designer bag, I don't know. The women that these passport bros seek out just want a chance at a better life usually, or economic stability. And spoiler, they are never with these men for their looks or shining personality.
I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, you Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out. I don't really need a lot of their time.
How you speak of women, right, where you want control. Is there ever...
I don't want control that is taken by...
You know, these guys are all raised to be the provider. You got to be the provider. The woman brings nothing. So if you're a guy and you're raised to be the provider, then what the hell are you supposed to do other than find someone who has such a need for providing that they're going to want to stick with you longer, right? I mean, that's how, you know, the culture, at least the tradcon style, or you can say the traditional culture, brought them up to be. So if you're raised to be the provider, and we live in this environment where women have jobs, they still want the man to make more, which a lot of them do. And then he can't adequately provide for her. Okay, then he goes find somebody who really needs a provider, and she's more willing to just be like, okay, well, thank God this guy saved me. You know?
Of course, I want control because I'm the one who is the leader of the pack, naturally.
This is the thing. Overlooking the whole first half of that video, this is like the corrosive mindset of these types of men. He's saying, literally in the same sentence, he wants control because he's the leader of the pack naturally. That is an oxymoron. If you need to manufacture control, you are not naturally the leader of the pack. Those two things are completely at odds with each other. Like, those two
I
statements.
think that's an interesting point. Women don't have to put up with men, but rage when these men go for women that these women view as inherently inferior to themselves. A lot of these chicks are classist and racist. Yeah, and then on the other end, they're going to be like, well, yeah, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, there's nothing wrong with that. We just want you to have the opportunity to work, you know? And then, you know, these guys go overseas and try to find someone who wants to be a stay-at-home mom and pound out a deal with them. But then when they get here, they're like, no, you should get a job. He's taking advantage of you. And it's just all fated to fail. Are women hating passport bros because they can't get dates? Jackery, what this woman would prefer over a happy man. One lady in my family was saying women overseas are gold diggers. She said all this when I told her I'm going to look for a wife overseas and not date here. Yeah, I mean, you know, you should ask that lady in your family to set you up with someone and then see who she sets you up with. And then see what that deal looks like. Like, is it going to be any difference? What difference is it going to be in divorce court with the woman that your relative wants to set you up with versus this other person from overseas? Again, claiming that the same guy that is seeking out women overseas is the guy that is complaining about gold diggers is a reach. Yeah, I'd say so too. I think the reason these people speak out is because they want people who don't acquiesce to their ideology to suffer. When they see you adapt and thrive, they get upset. So let me get this right. American women want to date men who make more money than them. So average income men go overseas to marry women who make less than them. That's what they want. Yeah, exactly. What the hell else do you expect them to do? I remember Better Bachelor said that even if a woman overseas uses you, you are still probably going to be treated better than here. You know what? I can see that. She has a tiny ass bedroom. She could probably use a provider. I.e., when feminism becomes the new norm, they want any guy who isn't a feminist to wallow in loneliness. When men evade that punishment by going overseas, it pisses them off. Yeah, well, he's exploiting them. You're right about that. My girl lost several of her friends because she is sort of happy with me. You wouldn't believe how toxic they got when she didn't follow the script. I can see that. In fact, that looks like a guest room. She probably lives with her parents. Unless she makes so much damn money off YouTube that she had to like make an average room in her house so she looks more relatable, and then she like walks out into her mansion right on the other side of this wall after she's done filming. This looks very cowboy-esque. Like it looks like we got like a cow skin here on the ground, a cowhide. Interesting. Women overseas are gold diggers. You're taking advantage of them because they're less educated. I bet if bros married fat women, no one would have a problem with that. Those women don't know any better. Those women are desperate. Those women are just going for a green card. Yeah, they're all just helpless women, I guess. These Western chicks are highly prejudiced against women overseas. Yes, they are.
It's completely contradict each other. If he has to find, by his words, women in poverty so that he can have control over them, then you are not naturally the leader. You are only the leader under a very specific set of circumstances that takes away all of their autonomy and makes them completely financially reliant on you. That's not a leader, babes. That's this man wanting to be a king, but not being able to afford it without women that don't have anything, you know?
Yeah, so he's going to go to where he can afford to be a king. Women want to be queens.
Okay, I don't even know if this guy is a passport bro, but this is the mindset that drives the passport bro movement. This is the whole thing. We could end the video here. Western women, thanks to feminism, have gained
I think we probably should.
Far more economic and social freedom than we've ever had. We've still got a long way to go, but most of us, within reason, can leave like unhealthy or abusive relationships a lot more freely. We can be more selective about who we want to have children with. We can decide if and when we want to have a family because of contraception and abortion access. And generally, it's a lot easier to avoid getting stuck in relationships because of pregnancy or financial duress. The traditional values that passport bros romanticize and seek only really benefited men at the expense of women. Under that system, men could just have a job, do the bare minimum, be unlikable or abusive, and still have a wife and family because she had no choice because women had to find a man for survival. Society was literally set up to shackle women to men for survival.
I think it's a little bit of like a crap way of explaining it. Society wasn't set up purposely like that. It's just that the technology that we had up to that point created a system that worked like that. You know what I mean? There just weren't these soft, cushy ass jobs that industrialization gave us for women to take advantage of. It was a lot harder. So the stuff that made real money wasn't going to be as easy for women to do. And there were other problems to solve. I mean, there wasn't birth control and stuff like that. So she's making it seem like a bunch of sneaky ass guys like came and very purposely set up society to be like this just to like keep women in this whatever the hell the role was. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a bullshit way of explaining it. It doesn't go over what the hell the necessities were back then and what life was like back then and the harshness of it. You know what I mean? So that's all crap. Hey, Labor, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate that. Don't go... thank you for that. Don't go over to countries where the cost of living hasn't been destroyed by our voting patterns. Just level up here. Also, my money is my money. Yeah, it's all crap. I mean, so, and she's pretty much just revealed to us that she doesn't believe in any kind of traditional living. And she thinks that it was all exploitative of women from the beginning of time up until feminism saved the day for women. But we were limited by technology back then. So the way humans survived, like that was the best way to do it. That was the way that made sense. Otherwise, you're going to end up getting pregnant, and whoever the hell got you pregnant is going to be gone on the Silk Road tomorrow. And then now you're sitting here pregnant. We don't know what to do with you. You know what I'm saying? So that just didn't work back then. Now, like she mentions the abortion clinic, she can go clean up, at the corner abortion store, and do whatever the hell she's got to do. And that's what she wants to do. That's what she can do, and she can have freedom that way because technology enabled her to have more freedom. But prior to that technology, hell, even men were quote unquote exploited and oppressed. It's just life was different back then. So she's sitting here and she's just like, well, it was always bad and women have this now. So why are men wanting to exploit it? But And then traditionalism serves all these other purposes, like keeping a family. Men, I think these, people would want to have a family. They stay together. You have something to pass on to your kids. Hopefully they find good marriages. Whatever the hell she's describing, it just enshrines like no-fault divorce. You have a couple kids, you get divorced. They F off somewhere. Maybe they get alienated from you. Reddit takes, pretty much Reddit and YouTube raises them so they can be part of the hive mind. God knows what happens to them. The daughter gets her tubes tied at 24 because she thinks she never wants kids. You can just wipe that one off. The son ends up like that guy in the YouTube video we watched at the beginning. We don't know what the hell's going to happen to him, but it ain't looking good. You know what I mean? So traditionalism helped to serve to keep things going for a long time on a damn straight line. But yeah, here we are.
Survival. And this may be an unpopular opinion, but that framework artificially boosted men who, under natural circumstances, may never have had a partner.
There was no artificial boosting back then. Those were the natural circumstances, dummy. Because technology wasn't there to artificially boost you up now.
Partner or kids, simply because they couldn't compete. A lot of animals in the animal kingdom don't pass their genes on just because
so now we're just like animals. Okay, fantastic.
They can't compete. That's how nature is.
So then if it's just about nature and passing on your genes, then these passport bro guys are the smartest guys out there. They're just like, oh, I'm living in nature and I just want to pass on my genes. Let me get the hell out of here and go to Brazil and, pass on my genes. I guess that's what we're going to do.
Patriarchy removed that confidence.
And the Brazilian woman, is a hell of a lot easier to deal with or whatever.
And forced almost all men into the gene pool. The passport bros are those men. And now that the tides have shifted and women have more choice and freedom.
Look at this just weird ass funneling of random science talking points into some theory or whatever the hell, just to kind of prop up this sort of oppressive patriarchy that was there the whole time, and women finally got freedom for it, and it was so terrible. And the craziest thing, man, is most marriages were arranged. This person is so ignorant. They think that it was just a woman that was compelled by her family to marry somebody. It was both sides that were compelling these people to marry each other. You think the guy was just in love with her and he gets to just be a creep with her? Hell no, he probably liked the tavern wench. But the family was like, hell no, you're not marrying that loser. Sorry to cuss. You two make sense to get married. And he was like, damn it. And the family was like, nah, this makes sense. Let me lay it out on the table for you. And he was like, all right, it makes sense. And she was like, damn it, I wanted to marry the whatever the hell guy behind the wherever the hell she found him. And her family was like, hell no, you're not marrying that guy. You're going to marry this guy right here. We're going to lay it out on the table for you for why that makes sense. And then they both married each other and they had a strong house and they owned some land and they weren't losers trying to live off of welfare, not understanding how the hell they're going to feed their kids. But she's got it all figured out, doesn't she? It was just the men exploiting the women.
Than ever, they can no longer compete in an environment where partners are chosen on more than just survival and force. And instead of working on themselves and improving themselves, they just travel to places
working on
where
themselves,
that
improving themselves,
allows them to recreate that old dynamic. The same artificial transactional setup, but with a much smaller budget.
My Filipino wife is...
Oh God, yeah, this guy again. These chicks fought to make as much as men. They fought to out-earn men. And now they do, and they're upset. Men want to deal with women whose hypergamy that they can actually appease. Yes, and that's the problem is hypergamy. But she can't take it out on them because of the sisterhood. So she takes this savior role, refusing to admit that the women overseas benefit from these relationships as well. Yeah, there you go. The women can choose the local guys. But they choose that guy. So if it's just exploitative and they're exploiting the women, exploiting the women, then, well, the women over there can simply just not choose the passport bro. They can just choose the guy in their environment. Why are they choosing the passport bro? It's just, I don't know, just weird. Yes, sir, Orem. When I can't get a job in my hometown, I go to the cities to start applying for jobs. Funny how people have a problem when men can't find a wife in their hometown. They go where they have a better chance. Yeah, I mean, If it's all going to be Darwinian here, then like, what's the problem? You don't see the indigenous women these bros are dealing with complaining much. They profiting pretty well for their standards, smiling the whole time. I'm sure they're having a ball. I'm sure they're happy as heck that that passport bro dropped out of the sky. Women can't fathom that men that marry them also are settling. They just can't fathom that fact either. Yeah, very true. It really is true, Luke. Game of Thrones is the best show that shows the dynamics in marriage and dowry. Yeah, considerations, you know? A dowry is truly one of the only things that makes what men settle for worth it. Absolutely.
Your dowry, it's my right.
We're hitting 3 hours. I don't even know if we need to listen to the rest of this woman stuff. I might just call it. I mean, you know, it's this guy again. I don't think we're getting anything profound over here. Let's see what the comments say. This one seems like a pro passport one. American women demands end of passport bros. I died at in his first day interacting with fruit. On the Gold Coast, there's a huge mail order bride trend. They boast about getting their money back when they're done using the young women and send them back with nothing. It's genuinely human trafficking. And it's sickeningly common here. My dad was a passport bro. Oh yeah, we read that one. My dad is a passport bro. He met my mom in Australia, a Filipino woman. But once I was like 12, 13, he started talking to Thai women online and became obsessed with Thailand. So much so, he'd go on holiday there alone and cheat on my mom. Damn. Was in the Cook Islands a couple decades ago at a bar where there was local entertainment. A couple of Aussie-looking businessmen, attire and demeanor gave it away. Standing beside me were making pretty uncool comments about a young girl dancing in a grass skirt. I said, just a heads up, if any of the brothers, uncles, dads here get a hint of what you're saying, you won't make it out of here. Their arrogant, entitled heads deflated faster than a burst balloon, and they were gone within a minute. Just to unpack that, their disrespect to the culture was epic. Their lack of accountability is the epitome of entitlement. And alcohol-lowered inhibitions is a sure way to get unalived or close to it in an exotic foreign land. Okay. LOL, when American or Australian passport bros go to Poland, it's hilarious. I don't know who told them Poland is a good idea, but I knew a passport bro who traveled there to find a traditional teenager to date and was triggered and upset about how much alcohol she drank and said she didn't practice Christian values at all. The Polish passport isn't as weak as these bros think. It's probably better than the US one these days. His wife made a video saying she left him. He had been abusing her and did it in front of her parents. Oh my God, that last guy. I've seen some of the response videos of that ex of that Chad to that dad loser. And she stated that she left explicitly because he disrespected her family. If he'd bothered to learn the literal first thing about Filipino culture, it's that you never disrespect a family member. They can't compete when women have options, so they go places where the choices and power are stacked in their favor. That is as close to a perfect dictionary definition of a passport bro as I have ever seen. My social worker friend was just telling me about her beginning of the school year training where she learned about human trafficking. Seemed kind of nebulous to me when she explained it last night, but this fills in a lot of the gaps in my understanding. Thanks as always for your hard work and quality content. All right, well, interesting stuff there. Let's see what we got here on the comments. That's why they got rid of the dowry. We still pay a bride price. We just pay it differently. Yeah, and it doesn't go to her family. It just goes to her coffers somewhere. And then she spends it all on garbage. I think we've got a decent psychological profile of her at this point. Paint by numbers opinion. Yeah, I think we got it already. The engagement ring is the bride price. It was created to take its place. That is why a ring has a diamond in it. It had 3 months income requirement like the bride price. Yeah, it's just not it's more like a dower. A bride price, the money goes to her family, not to her hands. Now it's like they want the money. At least if it went to the family, then they can use that to marry someone else in their family, and it would create a circulating fund. What they have now is, it's just a bastardization of what it was supposed to be. Bro, I bet you the women in the comment section are just making up stories. I know. Yeah, it's all embellished. The Akash video looks interesting. Maybe save it for next week. Oh, did you see one there? Oh, damn it. Oh, here we go. Virgin wife admits to frat guys. Yeah, I'll save that right now. I'll put that in there. I want to see some of these people make a video on that. There we go. We got it saved. Good spot, man. Good spot. Thank you for that, Mr. Pitt. Who the hell would think to go to Poland? Every Polish woman I've ever met was way smarter than me. I wouldn't even dare. I don't know. Maybe they just want like a, I don't know. They go there and they're like, oh, it's a blonde European place or something. Like I could imagine guys that want that going there. Okay, guys. I say we go ahead and just kind of wind things down. I hope everybody has a fantastic Sunday tomorrow. And that you have a great Thanksgiving this week. So hopefully you guys can get with some family or some friends. And if you don't do that, I hope you have a CRT set up. And you could just hang out and watch some old movies or play some video games and enjoy your Thursday night that way. And yeah, so looking forward to that. So to the folks that don't celebrate Thanksgiving out there from overseas, I hope you guys have a great week anyways. Next week, hopefully we'll have that video with It's Complicated and Matt Cross from the 33 Secrets. That'll be a fun reaction, so looking forward to that. Got it, you know, hopefully that gets posted. It might take longer to get posted, but if it gets posted this week, we'll definitely react to it Saturday. Hope everything you guys are working on, you know, positive stuff for that. Especially you guys working on probably some big projects out there. And whatever y'all happen to be doing, best of luck with that. Hey, Glenn Lawrence is in the chat. What's up, homie? How you doing? Hey, man, good to see you, Glenn. We're just winding down today, but I appreciate you coming in and saying hello. I know you and I still got to do a stream together soon. We were just having fun talking about the Passport Bros today, just for the heck of it. But doing well, man, and it's a blessing to have you in here. Hope you have a fantastic Thanksgiving, Glenn. We got to connect soon. I know we still got to do our collab together. I haven't forgot about it. And you probably won't believe me, but I was on Twitter and I saw that you were streaming, and I thought about it today. Poland has some great ladies, but you have to be strong. Be a strong man there, too. Women are women are women. Yeah, I hear you. What did you think of the AI images I made? Oh, did you make some AI images? Oh, hold on a second. The stream ain't over. We got to look at those. Love. Oh, the last ones? Oh, man, I loved them, bro. These were great. Dude, when I saw these, bro, I was like really appreciating it. Man, I really need to smoke a cigar. It's been a while. These are beautiful, man. And I got to get a margarita pizza. That's a great one right there. Man, I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to do a stream with some pizza, man. Maybe even a cigar someday. Probably not for a while on the cigar part. Thank you for those images, man. Those are great. Which one you liked? Let's see. Damn it. I was just looking at it. They're both, man, there's a lot of good ones. I mean, I like this one right here. This one's also really good. I like this one. This one and this one right here. This one's pretty cool too. Yeah. The engagement ring was originally called the betrothal ring and it was a requirement by the Catholic Church. That is why the state laws say the person who breaks the engagement legally loses the ring. Oh, that's a good piece of history. Glenn says, yes, we definitely have to link up and do a show soon, my friend. And I also hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I'm looking forward to collabing with you soon, my friend. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate that. We'll definitely make it happen, man. We're not going to give up on that. We're gonna for sure do that. So thanks for coming in and saying hi, man. That means a lot to me. So thank you for that. Man, I feel like we should play Deadbeat Woman just to honor Luke Nielsen. Let's get some Deadbeat Woman playing. This is Deadbeat Woman made by our very own Luke Nielsen. This is some real Americana right here, by the way. Could you play the song Mr. Pitt made? Curb something? Oh, crap. I'm sorry, man. I just saw this. Oh, damn. You're right. Dude, that was a good song, too. Was it Dan the Man or Mr. Pitt who made that? Ah, crap. I'm sorry, guys. I might have to do it next time, dude. I'm sorry. We'll do it next time. I'll have it ready. I'm not near my desktop. I can't make new AI images right now. No worries, man. These images are all fire. Oh, yeah, curb appeal. I'm going to follow you on Suno, Dan. Just switch it, Shah. All right, let me find it. Dude, can you guys please post curb appeal in here again? Oh my God. Hard bass at night. Street Preacher. To the Curb variation. There's 2 curb appeals. Oh, that's from Neil. Deadbeat woman. Deadbeat woman. There's 2 curb appeals. There's To the Curb. All right, I think it's this one.
Behavior speaks louder than words, fellas.
Might not. This was from Mr. Pitt, wasn't it? I'm sorry, guys. If you post it in at the bottom, I can find. Sorry, some of these photos are funny. If you guys post it in at the bottom, like. Man, let's play this one. Better Get My Dowry. All right, this will be our last one. Sorry, guys. Next time, we'll have curb appeal in for the next one, right? I dropped How to Lead a Woman with the Nose Ring. There you go. Yeah, that's how you do that. It's a good song. Damn, is it too loud? Man, that's a good song right here. There's a little loud. I just reposted it. Okay, here we go. Curb appeal. I'm gonna download this too, just so I have it. Man, that's a good song right here. Well, folks, man, the album is coming together, man. I swear, we got so many hitters now. It's not even funny. Oh, this is good. All right, curb appeal is going into the main file. All right, we got it. And we got Mad Villainy song, Better Bring My Dowry. Thank you so much for posting that again. Now I'm chilling, feeling free. Finally, just me. The song is bumping. I might need that one. Just let me know, man. I'll get it to you. Appreciate that, bass. I love this song. How does one get the downloaded on their phone? Gio, maybe reach out to me on Discord or email. I can try to get it to you. I'm gonna post these on my YouTube eventually, but we could probably do something for you. Mr. Pitt made a profile too that has a lot of these songs on it. It's a good song right here. Curb Appeal by Mr. Pitt. Oh yeah, my boy Mr. Pitt getting the shine he deserves. You got to make a dowry playlist. I will. I'll post the videos with slideshows on them. Fire. I really like all three versions of Better Bring My Dowry. John Gautreau. Hey Shah, new viewer here. Just wanted to say I appreciate your research. It has been really helping me to see the light, truthfully, being a young divorced man and all. Hey, John Gautreau, man. Thank you, man. That comment means a lot to me. I swear to God, that makes me feel so good, and it wants me to just keep working hard and just, you know, share the information with the guys whatever I can find, and hopefully, you know, we can get some good ripples out there. So thank you so much for that comment. That comment really made my night there. Thank you, John, and God bless you, man, and hoping for the best for you. Sorry and welcome, John. Access the album here. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Pitt. Yeah, so Geo, for show, you can click on that link there, and you can at least listen to the songs there. I think you can even download them. Where are they? On Suno. They're on audio.com, the Shah Squad. Beautiful. Thank you for making that, Mr. Pitt. That's really helpful. All right. Well, yeah, hitting 3 hours and 15 minutes. I think I'll probably just eat something and then call it a quits here for the evening. Thanks, everybody, for being here. It was fun. I had a great time tonight. Hope you guys did too. Next week, we're going to have some more fun, especially with that video from 33 Secrets, Matt Cross's channel. And yeah, man, wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving again. I will catch